Welcome to the Janky-B-Cast. In this dumb podcast, I task two friends to review a game and film respectively. The trick? They need to figure out what connects the two. I hope you enjoy watching us make terrible jokes along the way. Hi, and welcome to the Janky-B-Cast. I don't know why I say that. There's like an intro that does it, is the thing.
It's how you're so confident that you just kind of went quiet. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's like welcome. Why do I don't know why I say welcome, because I don't really need to.
Welcome to the podcast that you already know.
Welcome to the podcast that you clearly know is a thing.
I mean, we could do an intermission after the intro.
That's true. I mean,
And it's welcome back.
Well, welcome back from your 30-second intermission.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am here, obviously, as always, with Foley. Say hi, Foley.
No, hello.
Okay. And Sam. Hi.
Evening.
That it is. It is evening indeed. Oh, God.
It's morning in Tokyo.
It's morning in Tokyo, yes.
That's right.
It is.
My favourite song.
It's a song.
Christ. I mean, there's a song called One Night in Tokyo, which is good.
Yeah.
I like
Also,
that one.
I left my heart in Tokyo.
I left my heart in Tokyo.
Yeah,
Is that one?
it is. I don't know who it's by.
I'm not
It's
looking
by,
at
like,
I gotta look it up. I left my
LaRue
heart-
or something, maybe. I don't know.
I left
It's a
my
pop
heart in
song.
Tokyo. Oh yeah. What is?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there's one. I left my heart in San Francisco as well.
Why are people just littering hearts around?
I know, man.
Bloody vampires.
Well, the one
Yeah.
I left my heart in Tokyo is by Mini Viva.
Viva. Oh.
Never heard of them. Obviously, in the random bum fluff section that I have so aptly called it, a very important note. Last episode was over 2 hours long.
You gotta release
Like,
a director's
we
cut.
can't be anywhere near as long, I think.
I loved
That's-
every moment.
Yeah, I think you should release like a director's cut.
Yeah.
A director's cut. On the amount of times I cut out your Foley.
Mine? Oh, dear.
Yeah, you've like I don't know. I'm not having a go at you for it, but the amount of I've edited out so many umming and ahhing. I cut out 20 minutes of just you umming and ahhing.
Just go to the direct cut.
Yeah,
Or
the
the
uncut.
cut. Yeah.
Live and cut.
I gotta choose my words
It
carefully.
wouldn't be live.
The
And it sounds really mean, but in the edits, I make you out to be a lot quicker on the uptake than you are.
You just
How
can't.
rude.
Yeah, you just can't.
It's more just, it's not like, you're an idiot. It's more just, I make you come out with things a lot quicker because otherwise there's just a lot of dead air for a while and you just can't have that on a podcast that you're listening to. So it's just stuff you got to cut out.
I'm sorry,
I think you just fill the base with ASMR.
Yeah.
Just every time that it's just like, people will love that ASMR.
Oh, people
Like,
probably
yeah,
fall asleep to that. Well, you got people like.
I don't think people would listen to that.
Yeah.
I'm on a 10-hour loop for that.
Well,
So now loop of just that. Fuck.
Yeah.
well, they fall asleep to like people touching food and stuff, and so could be getting weird.
Touching food.
I don't know.
More like sitting on cakes.
I'll sit on cakes. Yeah, they find it relaxing. So there's an audience
God.
out there somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
There almost certainly is.
Japan.
So, anyway, in order. Welcome to Japan, the home of Cake City. How would you like
It's
your
morning
cake?
here.
Extra
I think
squishy.
that's
It's
actually
morning
where-
here.
Oh my
Fucking
head,
hell.
then. Oh god.
Okay, but only explain the memorable bits, okay, guys? Just make it shorter unless there's a really memorable, weird, funny, or strange bit, I would say. Just, it's all about balance of sorts.
What about
Fortunately for you, Foley, should be quite easy, considering how famous your story is. Take it away.
Oh, I'm starting this one, am I?
Yeah, you're starting this one. Go on.
Oh dear lord. Here comes my umming and ahhings, because I'm going to be very careful with what I'm going to say. So, you made me watch the 1999 film adaptation of Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Go on. What was it like then?
Where to begin with
The
this?
beginning is generally the good part.
I will admit, when it started, I was like, you know what? this could actually be a decent film. I think I was blown away with the names coming up straight away. It's like, this is a big cast of people. All
is
it
it
is...
the Gene Wilder one?
Yes.
It is, yes.
Okay.
It is that one.
Neat.
Oh, God. I'm really trying hard to be positive right now. So, the positives for me straight away was the fact Jim Henson popped up, the Jim Henson company.
Yes.
But, okay,
yes.
Lovely. This is always, you're always in for a good treat with them. But so at the beginning, you get introduced to Alice. She's getting forced to sing in front of her father's. I don't know. I couldn't really pay attention. Like, they wanted to perform a song. Is it Cherry Ripe? But she doesn't want to. She either has stage fright or she doesn't care about it. But what it is, she doesn't have enough confidence to actually do it. So she runs off because everyone's just on her case. Like, you need to sing. So I don't want to sing. So she ran off. And that's where she goes into the field and she sees the rabbit. The editing for the rabbit really freaked me out, to be honest. How he's sped up, but not in of this reality. I'm like, that's actually quite a good take on the rabbit. She follows him, of course, as everyone knows, and then goes down the rabbit hole, which I found hilarious. I like the visual style of it. It's very out there, it's very bizarre, but I like the fact she just seems so okay with it straight away. It's like, oh, okay, I'm just kind of floating through this hole. It's like, you're not a bit concerned or a bit freaked out. At the beginning, it was actually a pretty good start. It had a really good feel to it. When she goes to that room where she has to try and get through the small door, everything looked visually really great. I think for a TV movie as well. What was the budget again?
Other than her apron.
Other than an apron, yes.
Yeah,
Surprising.
her apron is dog shit.
It's, oh God.
It looks so bad. I mean, bless her. She's doing her best with the costume, but it's not a good costume.
It just looks really weird, doesn't it?
I can't remember what her name is, but she's in Napoleon Dynamite as well.
Yes, what was it? When I found that out, because she's like the girl with the pony hair to the side. I was like, oh my God, that's her.
Anyway, we'll move on from Napoleon Dynamite, because that's, I think, a tale for another time. Alice in Wonderland of the Terrible Apron.
I think that's calling it very lightly with this kind of film. For her, I think she was like, what, 13 when she did this film? And her British accent was really good, though. It gets annoying after a while. I thought it was a good beginning. Then, I put the CGI was horrifying when she starts to go really big. Like, her hands start going all funny, like changing size. When the CGI, holy crap, as that dated. My God, it's horrifying. And so I thought the sets were brilliant. And then because she starts to cry when she gets really big, but when she starts to shrink, she drowns in her own tears, then appears in like a sewage. I'm like, what is going on? Then she finds Mr. Mouse just conveniently swimming across. I'm like, okay. He brings her to a library, I guess, where, again, the set is just massive books, and that's really cool. But then he has like a speech or something, or like a meeting. I wasn't paying attention to it. I don't know what he's talking about. No one else was either. But then she went, oh, like she's still wet. And he's like, oh, we're going to have to do a race then. And then they just all started running around. I'm like, what? It's not even a race. They're tripping each other up. They're cheating. I'm like, but Alice is not even involved in the race. Like, that's not really helping her, is it? She's not even getting dry. I just don't know what's going on. I think one of the characters, though, plays Charlie's grandmother, or like from the 2005 film. I'm like, I recognise the actress, and I know who you are. And that was it. Yeah, just a weird race around the library. I just don't get what was going on. It was just insane, this film. Basically, to push short, there's so much going on. It's just pretty much great sets, but very little story going on. It's like, okay, let's go to this one. Let's go to this one. And it felt like I should have took acid in this film. I could explain this film, but if I explain the film in its entirety, to put it down simply, all it is Alice wants to gain confidence to sing in front of the family. That's all it is. But none of it makes sense to how she gets the confidence. Like, so she meets the Mad Hatter, which is played by Martin Short, which I thought
Martin Short
was a great choice until the scenes carried on. He got very, very boring and very annoying because he just ends up screaming. He just comes out of nowhere, just a little dance. Then he just goes back to the other table, like the other side of the table, like, okay. I get that kind of adds to like, oh yeah, it's okay to be weird. It gets that confidence out, and everyone I love that. Oh god. They had the vaping caterpillar, major caterpillar. That is just trippy in itself. Like, just the lights coming out of his, caterpillar body. But Ben Kingsley, though. Ben Kingsley! Like, big fucking names, man. Oh, he just turns into a herd of butterflies. Okay. CGI.
A herd of butterflies.
Well, that's why I looked at it. It's like, it kind of felt like The Birds to me, like the horror film. Like, just came out of nowhere.
Are you saying that the butterfly CGI wasn't very good?
What? No. It was terrible. The CGI in the film is just so dated.
So is that 2 films in a row with dodgy butterfly CG?
Yes, it is. Yeah. The live bet, it felt exact same. My eyes felt blurry. I'm like, no, don't like it. Then Whoopi Goldberg is just terrifying in this film. Is she meant to be like I'm going to say this completely.
It's the Cheshire Cat, I believe.
Cheshire Cat. Oh my, that is horrifying. Horrifying. That scene is just not right can't be for kids. It surely shouldn't be for kids. Because Alice goes into this building. I don't get this, by the way. This whole lead up to the scene. And she goes up to the house, but there's a man waiting outside the house. And he's acting like he can't get in, or no one else can. And he's like, oh, well, if you get in the house, I can let you out the house. And she went, well, I want to get in the house. He's like, oh, yeah. And then after the back and forth, she just opens the door anyway and goes in. I'm like, what was the point of that scene? And then...
I think it might have been in the book.
Well...
Here's the problem. A lot of the stuff that doesn't make sense is just in the book.
But does it make sense? Because I haven't read the book. I really should. But, does it make sense in the book, not in this film?
I mean, I think the book's about as much of an acid trip as it is in the film. Because I'm pretty sure, there's the whole joke of, oh, this book was written while this guy was on acid. And I'm like, well, I think it was. But...
They really must, they must have method filmmaking it. He's like, right, if that's what he did, we're going to do shitload of, cocaine, LSD, and then just do the scenes. So that's what it feels like, because I couldn't focus on what was going on, because visually, it's just so weird. Again, even the baby that's in the kitchen with the Cheshire Cat. Great, I love practical stuff, but that is the stuff of nightmares. And then you got that chef going, pepper, 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 throwing plates. I swear that is just an abusive crack house. It really is. Even the woman holding the baby just starts floating. I'm like, this is normal, I guess.
I guess they've probably transitioned from using meth and crack to using whatever the magical equivalent is.
Pepper, apparently. More pepper.
More pepper!
More pepper! And then, to add more weird shit, the baby turns into a pig.
Yes.
It's just... Why does the baby turn into a pig? And she just lets it go and, okay. She really isn't freaked out by anything in this world. Anything, is a Whoopi Goldberg cat smiling at her endlessly. A baby's turned to a pig. Nothing's phasing her in this world. Alice, I don't know what it is. This is why I couldn't sympathise with her. She acts all shy, she doesn't have confidence, but she seems like she got everything sussed. Everyone else is stupid. She knows what's going on.
Things just happen.
Yeah.
And she just rolls with it.
She's like, well, if this is what's happening, go for it.
It's like the equivalent of someone going up to me and they're like, I'm going to introduce you to a man who has 5 hands on 1 arm, and you need to look at him and act as if he is simply in your way and you need to get past him.
Yes. It's just simple as that. He's got in your way. Ignore everything about this. I just remembered, after the baby turns into a pig, normally, as it just would, then she's...
Casually.
As casually. She starts singing a song. Goes, which way should I go? And then she just chooses a direction. Was there any point? Is this your... Why was that in... So many things in this film. And it's which way should I go? Oh, that way. It's alright. It's if that was their way of showing, she's learning to kind of sing. In a way, I kind of hope that is the main reason, because that would make some sense. But
It could be an all manner of reasons for anything in that movie, but unlike other authors where you can go, this is what they meant, or this is what they had intended for you to understand. With him, it's, we don't really know what he intended for people to think or understand, because we don't think he knew what to intend or understand.
I enjoy some parts. It's like, I think the strong parts of this film are like the animatronics, the practical side to it. It's just so good. It's very satisfying to watch. And also there's a dad joke which I loved. It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's at the dinner party with like the Mad Hatter and all that. The rabbit says something, trying to prove the Mad Hatter wrong. And then Mad Hatter's like, oh no, it's this. And then the rabbit's like, oh yeah, sorry, I was wrong. Then Mad Hatter goes, I rest my case. And he just pans over to some cases lying on the floor. I'm like, oh, you bastard. That actually made me laugh. I really hate the fact that it's just, I didn't expect that kind of like simple humour in this, LSD kind of world. Like, the other thing, the organ kettle. Yeah, the organ kettle the rabbit starts playing on. That's just
organ kettle.
So it's a massive kettle, but he plays it like an organ. I'm like, what?
Was it whistle or?
Yeah. It's like steam coming out of it. I'm like, that's actually pretty cool. I like that.
I mean, yeah, but it's nuts.
I don't know why that surprised me so much. Oh, but also we've got some big like other British actors as well. Because you got it's like one of the workers or whatever, like for the Queen.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum or something.
Not them.
Tweedledum.
But you got Hagrid as one of those, don't we? As everyone knows him.
Yes, Robbie Coltrane.
That is it. But you got people from like, you got Christopher Ryan from like the young ones and like Bottom. No, I think this world actually suits it. Like the stuff he's been in, this world is just perfect for him. You got the Queen as well, who plays the Queen in the Blackadder series. What's her name again? I really should have looked this up.
Is it Miranda Richardson?
Yes, it is. It feels like the exact same kind of character in a more crazy world. Insane still, as a queen. Yes, nothing's really changed there. Just, again, so much happens. I couldn't really focus what was happening. You got, like, was it the croquis? Like, was it they used the flamingos as, like, Skittles? Croquet. I just filmed mental. I really wish I was drunk while I was watching this. It makes so much sense. Sam, have you seen this film?
I haven't.
Well, it's lucky for you. It's on YouTube.
I have. I did read the sequel when I was a child.
It's a sequel?
Through the Looking Glass.
Oh, wait.
Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Oh. Oh, right. The book, sorry.
Yeah, the book. Yeah, I read it. I don't remember anything from it.
Oh, okay, I was about to say.
I couldn't say. I don't remember anything at all, other than I read it.
I mean, if it was anything like this, I think something would have definitely stuck with you. But as you said, Gene Wilder's in this film. Oh, God.
He plays a character called the Mock Turtle.
It's insane. The fact he even went, yeah, I'll do it. It's just crazy how... I love that man. He's so great. He was such a great actor. But my God, why did he choose this? Like, what was it? Beautiful Soup, wasn't it? Beautiful Soup. Like, that's stuck in my head now. So thanks for Gene Wilder. He has to do a dance and then sing to encourage Alice. But it's the most basic dancing. But it's the fact he's in a massive tortoise costume. But his face is normal. I'm like... I don't know how to feel about this, to be honest. Like, he's just...
He's not a real turtle, he's a mock turtle.
But it's just...
So obviously he's got his face.
For a mock turtle, I thought he'd be cracking jokes and all that, but he's very serious and very, strict about...
Yeah, same. When I heard that his name was called Mock Turtle, I just assumed he'd be like that annoying asshole who just takes the piss out of him all the time.
Yeah. I kind of wish it was, but... It's the fact he's trying to be like a father figure to Alice. I was like, okay, but this is a weird way to do it. It's just very strange. Again, things just happen, and you just kind of have to accept, like, this is helping Alice, I guess. So they sing that song together, Beautiful Soup, which is not catchy, but it gets stuck in your head. He does the weird tap, like, foot movement and just twirl. I'm like, this is the most basic shit of dancing ever. But then again, he was probably in his 50s or probably like 60s at this point. So he could have broke a hip if he did try to do anything else. Then she learns confidence from that, moves on to the forest, which she encounters two knights fighting each other, and the only thing that kept going through my mind was Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Like, that's what it felt like, just tried to recapture. And then like, well, is it a black knight and a white knight? So they're just jousting at each other. She's just watching, like, okay, this is like something else that's just happening on my journey. The white knight fails, and he reveals himself. It's Christopher fucking Lloyd. Like, okay.
Yes, I did remember him being in there. I did not know he was the knight.
He was the knight. I was like, why is this why is he in this film?
Something to do.
I can't remember anything. I feel really sad saying this, but I wasn't really listening to anything I was saying because it was just nonsense. Because the one thing I listened to, another bag joke, he has like a satchel around him and it's upside down, open. He says something to Alice like, oh yes, I like making my sandwiches, but they keep disappearing. She's like, well, if you flip your bag up where it's not facing down and close it, it's like, oh, that's what's been happening to our sandwiches. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, again, it made me laugh because how stupid it was. But I was like, what is this? Is this helping? I don't know. So it's like,
Go from fucking so many iconic films and just brilliant films, and then just in this.
But he doesn't know how to use a bag, and he's a knight carrying around, I'm guessing, a sword, and riding a horse, and he doesn't know how to put a sandwich in a bag properly.
Jesus.
I don't know what to listen to, and what I don't know. My mind was kind of slowly. I was losing sanity, Rhys. I really was. I didn't know what I was watching anymore.
I may as well have given you the film in German. It would have made as much sense, wouldn't it?
I think I would have made up my own narrative, and I think I would have made better sense of it that way.
I like the idea of how annoying that the I rest my case joke probably would have been, because it would have been something in German and then just pan to a case, and then you would have been like, what the fuck? What does that mean?
I think even I would have put two and two together. Like, oh, why's there a case there? Are they going somewhere? Moving the table?
What?
You're making it harder for yourself to understand dad jokes. I would be making it harder for myself to understand basic jokes.
Well, at that point, they'd be like Vater jokes, wouldn't they?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
This is mein Vater's joke. I got to stop doing the German accent. I feel like I've done that every single one.
He has a secret admiration for the Nazis. But moving on.
Yeah, considering that I did that entire that entire piss take of Hitler in one of them.
Oh my god, yeah.
We definitely brought him up in the last one.
Yeah,
we
keep bringing him up because I think he's just an easy thing to take the piss off.
Influential figure.
Yeah.
He's a very influential figure because he's a Nazi shithead, I believe is the term.
Yeah.
I think that's an idiazardism, I believe.
Ism. There's talking flowers as well.
Yeah, talking flowers. Why?
That's all I put. That is all I put on my notes. Just talking flowers. I feel like I became Alice, and I'm like, okay, sure.
I get the impression that she didn't really learn confidence as much as just zoned out perpetually.
It's not confidence. It's just go with it. That's all it is. Go with it.
It's like, oh, you know what's the worst that can happen? You can't be bad as a baby that turned into a pig, so just go up and sing. Yeah, then Tweedledee and Tweedledum appear. I said they look like overgrown school kids, and then I just put Hagrid in very big capital letters. That's all I can remember from it. I don't know what else they did. I'm guessing they did, well, it's that way, no, it's this way, no, it's that way. I really can't remember, because I think my brain was just melting at this point. And I don't know if I'm blanked out, but I think I did. Because then the third act takes place in the Queen of Hearts, courtroom.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what was going on. The Mad Hatter and the Rabbit was on trial. Then Alice is like, well, I'm going to be a witness. And everyone's saying, shut up. You're not you don't need to be here, actually. You don't deserve to be here. Then the Queen's like, oh, off of her head. It's like, of course. Yeah, that's all she can keep saying. Then she eats a sweet that she had from the beginning. Turns massive. Understandably, the Queen and the King's like, what the fuck is going on? And then,
they're having to experience this film as well, are they?
Yeah, pretty much. He goes, listen, too fair, even the King earlier was like, this is whose cat is that? Like, there's a floating cat out there. It's like, oh, thank God someone's actually taking this, like, this is not normal. Like, bear in mind, they aren't normal. But even now, like, okay, she's a bit big now. This is not how it's supposed to go. And then they just ask a question like, oh, do you think the Mad Hatter's guilty? And she's like, no. Then the White Rabbit appears. He's like, oh, are you confident that he is not? And she's like, yes, I am. He went, oh, we don't have to do anything else for you anymore. And she just goes back to the normal world. I'm like, that is not a lesson at all. That is just not a lesson. And then it turns out,
I love the idea that she had no idea what he was on trial for. Like, do you think that he's innocent? Yes, he's my friend. But he's got 4 acts of slaughter, 5 acts of a mass shooting, and he set a building on fire.
He's also Hitler in disguise.
Just like a German dictator, he was massively understood.
Do you think that he is innocent? Do you think that he is innocent? Yes, I do.
It didn't happen, but if it did...
It wasn't him, it was someone else.
Technically,
Fake news.
Alice would be like, well, technically, I didn't see any of this, and I've seen weirder shit, so to me, I think he's alright.
He's innocent. And I was like, okay, what do you have to say, Mad Hatter? Clues in my name. I'm taking the insanity plea, please. And they're like, you win this time, Mad Hatter.
We'll see you in Batman as this villain.
That's always on
Off to Arkham with you. Off to Arkham with you.
That is what it needed. It needed an Arkham crossover. Right, you're insane. Off with the Joker. It's like...
What are you in for? Like, I killed several people in a hospital. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get away from me.
I tortured them with my
kettle. I got these scars. It was a Vorpal blade.
A what?
A Vorpal blade.
I thought that's what you said from Lord of the Rings. It was the Nazgûls.
No, not Morgul blade, Vorpal.
Oh, Vorpal.
That's from Alice in Wonderland.
I thought you said... Yeah, I thought you said...
Yeah.
Vorpal? When is that in Alice in Wonderland?
I don't know, but it is.
Is it through the looking glass that you read?
Nah, it's in the book. Not this book. It's in the Alice Madness Returns, and I looked it up after playing that, and it's also in the book.
Are you?
Oh,
is that the?
Oh, yeah, the game.
Yeah.
That's where most of my Alice in Wonderland knowledge comes from.
That
right.
I can't tell if that's worrying or. It's like you definitely learned a different lesson from that version.
Nah, that game is fucking sick.
It is a very well made game, but it's fucking weird.
I love it.
But then again, that's kind of the point.
I think that's actually more tamer than this.
It all makes sense as well in that.
Exactly. This, I don't know what lesson she's meant to be learning from each character. Apart from Mad Hatter and I guess the Mock Turtle, because she's dreaming about it, they obviously reflect the people that she knows. So it's like, that makes sense. It kind of trails off that. And like she sees a few people at the beginning and then she dreams about them. It's like, yeah, but they don't really help her at all. So yeah, after the trial, she's like, oh well, you learnt your lesson. She didn't. She really didn't. And
she learnt fuck all.
She learnt just to say fuck you to a queen, pretty much. That's all she learnt to do. And
even worse than that, all she learnt was just go, okay.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. Just go with it. Just roll. Roll with it.
Even if it's wrong, just go with it. And so she wakes up. She gets Isaac Newton because she wakes up and finds an apple that obviously hit her on the head. That knocked her out. And then she makes it in time still for to sing. She must be knocked out for quite a while because for over 2 hour film, that's a long dream.
We just got the slow version. It's actually happening like at 4 times speed in her mind.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be brilliant. Just all fast forward. But can I just say, as much as the film was unsettling to watch, my God, the singing really did not feel worth it at the end. Like, she sang Beautiful Soup for the final song, and then it starts doing flashbacks from scenes with the Mad Hatter dancing, the Mock Turtle.
Does it have like really uplifting music while it's doing it?
No. If that's their version of uplifting, I think I felt the complete opposite. I felt like I was at my end. And it's just because she does a dance, everyone's like, oh, that's actually really good. It really isn't. They're just being polite. When a kid goes, I've done a drawing, we'll stick it on the fridge. It is shit, we'll throw that away. But then, it's like, she does her song, she does a dance, and then it's like a freeze frame, right? I'm not joking. Her face, the way it stops, it reminds me of, you know, when people go around in nightclubs taking pictures of drunk people. That's how I feel like it finished. Like, here's a cheeky photo. He's like, oh yeah. And then it ends, and all I put was, all the story's about is Alice getting enough courage to sing and dance.
It was just Dutch courage then.
It's just Dutch, but it wasn't worth it. No offense to her, it was shit.
She just had her dad's whiskey, went on stage and started singing. That's what she's like, yeah.
That
at the end because she's fucking hammered.
I really hope that is in like an uncut of something. Like she just went, yeah, fuck it, just takes a drink, pepper, I don't know, just everything in the kitchen. She's like, yeah, let's do it, man. Let's just get out there. Just, you know, has glow sticks or something.
She has tequila, but she has pepper as the chaser instead of salt.
Yeah, just mix, and like, you know, she just starts busting the moves. I think that would have helped her immensely.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's all I can say about Alice in Wonderland from 1999. And this is 21 million it cost to make. And like, you can definitely tell the sets are the best thing about it. I'm sorry, but So I think I went for my own little Alice in
Madness Returns.
Madness.
Bringing it up again is your Madness Returns.
Hell yeah.
So I just want to say thank you, Rhys, for this.
You're welcome.
Because I really
visuals good for set, bad for CG. Theme non-existent, and sound a mess.
I think the theme is Fever Dream.
Yeah, I'd say the theme is just, it's an LSD fantasy.
An acid trip.
An acid trip, yeah. I feel like that's, because I will admit, I think I've seen parts of this on TV when I was really young. The only parts I can remember is Mad Hatter. So when you brought this back to me, I'm like, oh, this does bring back a memory. I mean, this would be quite fun to actually watch it in its entirety. No, it wasn't.
But genuinely, the only reason, or the way that I remembered this film, every time I was talking about this film with anybody else, what I did was I called it the Gene Wilder Alice in Wonderland. He's in it for like less than 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
and I just knew it as the Gene Wilder version.
So here's a fun fact. Earlier, when I said that same thing, I somehow managed in like the 30 seconds between you saying Alice in Wonderland, I rewrote it in my mind to be Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I was talking about that, and it just happens to have him in both.
Well, actually,
I have no idea
Charlie
how.
and the Chocolate Factory is the one that had Johnny Depp in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Whatever.
But it's close enough.
Can we just talk about the fact you got Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? It focuses on Charlie. The new film, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, focuses on Willy Wonka. I'm like, why do you do this? Why? But
Something to do.
But it was.
I say that a lot.
What'd you say?
I want to see.
I say
Grandpa
something
Joe.
to do a lot. Yeah, fuck Grandpa Joe. That's all we need to say on
Grandpa
that.
Joe and the Chocolate
Benefit
Factory.
fraud,
That'd be sick.
nasty man.
Oh,
Nasty.
speaking of sequels, I haven't read Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but I have read the sequel.
Great
That's-
Glass
The Great
Elevator.
Glass Elevator. Yeah.
I love the fact Sam is more of a
Vicious Kids.
sequel man. Like, have you seen the first
It
film?
seems that
No, I've
way.
seen the sequel.
Honestly,
read the
fucking,
sequel.
The Great Glass Elevator is fucking weird.
It's got Vicious Knids in it.
You got what?
Yeah. It's got
It's got Vicious
aliens in
Knids.
it.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Xenomorph from
Honestly, that would have made it make more sense.
I think they were like kind of like worm slug things that were like, I presume they were vicious from the name. And
Yeah,
then
they try and destroy the planet. And
they
need to stop
wrote
them trying to kill
words
the
by just
planet.
contorting their bodies into various shapes using teamwork.
Yeah.
So they have to try and save the Earth, pretty much, from slugs.
Literally, that is the
Yeah.
plot. It starts off with just nothing for half the book, and then they bring up the vicious Knids, and then it's just, what? Oh yeah, they're a threat that's trying to destroy the Earth. What?
And they are like the ISS at the time, wasn't they?
Yeah,
Or
they
a space
are.
station.
They're on the International
they-
Space Station,
yeah.
or a version of a space station. You're like, what the fuck?
By the way, they got there via the elevator. It just carried on going up.
Yeah, they're literally the end of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They're like, we'll get in the elevator and we'll just go up. That's how the book ends.
Yeah.
And then the Great Glass Elevator, it just takes straight on from there. Literally like, okay, we're still going up. Now we're in space, guys. And you're like, what? What do you mean you're in space?
There's a scene in it where Charlie's like grandparents they eat these sweets as they do, which they're not supposed to. And
Of course.
I think actually might be supposed to, but they like overdose on it. Some of them. And
Overdose on sweets?
These are age reduction sweets. So some of them become babies, some of them become adults. The mother, i.e. one of their children, presumably, is fussing over them. One of them just gets like banished completely because they take too much. I think they like just go into the upside down effect or something and get them back. I don't remember, but it's weird.
He gets rid of them like from existence by making he's sweet. That's insane.
I think
You know
in
what
this
they
case,
say? Roald Dahl, Lovecraft, same author. One's just a little bit more for kids.
That would be such a great concept to have a Lovecraft Charlie Chocolate Factory version of a film.
that'd be sick. Yeah.
Imagine like something in the chocolate river, like just something like it's like the monster,
I'm trying to think of what, like a fairly English name.
what?
Reginald.
Michael. We'll go with it's the marvelous Michael and his eldritch abomination neighbour.
I like the idea that you remember the not a tunnel of love, but whatever that tunnel is in the Gene Wilder Chocolate Factory. Where it's, like,
God.
spooky.
That's the first inkling of a crossover. That one.
I'll say that's a tunnel
It
of
just gets
love.
weirder and weirder and just more and more unsettling.
Anyway, that's enough of that little tangent.
Sorry.
Did you have a favourite character, Foley?
Son of a bitch. I don't know. It might be the sleepy mouse at the dinner party. Because I felt
He
exactly...
does nothing.
I felt the exact same. They kept talking like, I don't want to know. And he just goes back to sleep. It's either...
Okay, do you have anyone you hate the most? Like the character you were there like, oh, fuck off. Anytime they said anything, just piss off.
I'd have to say it's probably the Queen. That really annoyed me.
Yeah.
I loved the actress, but the lines were just awful. Someone would just prove her wrong, the tiniest thing. She'd be like, off with their head. It's like, oh my god. The fact she said it so strangely, though, every time, like, oh god, I don't like this woman. I really don't.
The thing that I would love to see for it is just, I think it's a Robot Chicken sketch. It's like Death Star orientation. It's like, and the first thing they need to think about is Lord Vader. Now, you see, Lord Vader believes that he can kill any of us with his space magic of the Force. Truth is, he can't. What you need to do is you need to do this over here. As soon as he puts his hands like this, grasp your neck, grip it tightly, hold your hands over it, gasp for air, and then you fall down dead. And then someone will drag you away, we'll put on a fake moustache or a beard or something, and then we'll bring you back on. Yes, Colonel Jenkins has done this 17 times already, my boy, haven't you? Oh, good lad. Literally, just the idea of just there's a fake head every time that just gets the head cut off, and it's exactly the same guards. Because obviously all the guards, I believe, are like dressed up like different cards. So it's just the idea they'll just put like an ace on somebody, they'll put someone in like a 2, they'll be like, how many times have you died? Can't you read? Look at my number on my card. 58?
It says K.
It says K. Oh shit. That means they died too many times to count, and I'm the king, which is really bad.
It's really bad.
Just look at Jack over there. He used to be called John. We've had to change his name. It's now the John of Hearts.
I think that would have been more entertaining if they put that in. They just kept faking the death. That would be perfect. Oh, can I say, the hedgehog, is it like hedgehogs they use for like the Skittles, like in their world? Like you got the flamingos.
Yeah.
They're
Yes, it's hedgehogs.
They're so adorable, man. They were so lovely. But I love the fact when Alice couldn't get the flamingo to like get in a stiff position, and so he just kept panning to the hedgehog, just patting his leg, like fucking hell, come on, like what, like amateur, like I'm waiting here, and then then she just finally hits it, goes into the bush, like oh god, so I hope it's alright.
Bless him.
I was like, although I know it's like, it felt like it was like a real thing, like oh god, no, I hope it's alright. Guys, I changed my mind. That's my favourite character. Continue.
I was about to say, is that going to be your favourite character instead?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Favourite character, the impatient hedgehog. Most hated character, the annoying queen.
Yeah. Which I guess she's kind of done. She's kind of done her role, but I didn't find her, I found her annoying just in general.
Here's a question. Do you know when Alice in Wonderland was written? Or
I want
published?
to
I am going to make a
what's your
guess,
best
but
guess?
then I'm going to look it up on Google.
I've already looked it up, I'll tell you.
I want to say
Okay, I would say, I think 1776 is my guess.
I was going to say either early 1900s, but 18. That's my guess.
Which one?
Fuck it.
Early 1900 or 1800s. Which one, Foley? Make a guess.
Yes.
Do it now.
Excellent guess.
1800s. Screw it. 1800s.
Okay. You are correct. It's 1800s. 1865.
Oh!
I was off by about 8 years.
Screw you, Rhys. I got it right.
Honest,
Well, I
assumed it
picked a
was like
specific
early
year,
1900s as well,
and you
so.
picked an entire 100
Yeah, why?
year time
You
span.
chose 1776. I swear that was like the declaration. Was that like the declaration?
Yeah, that's the American.
That's where the
revolution.
inspiration that came from. Where there's too much freedom going on.
Why did I... It is a chance with independence.
Yeah.
That was such a specific year.
I didn't even
else-
know that.
I only know it because of Fallout 76.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did that. I know because of the musical. That's all I know.
Ah.
And Hamilton.
It's
Oh,
this very proper British gentleman seeing this tomfoolery going off across the sea, and it's like, I'm going to write a book about that. He writes Alice in Wonderland.
That would make perfect sense. That's how crazy everything is.
And then drop some acid to make it even worse.
Just found cocaine for the first time. Like, oh, what's this powder?
Oh, right.
Just like,
Oh
I
my.
wonder what this powder smells like.
It's like,
Oh, I gotta write a book! Each character is just a different kind of drug. The Speedy Rabbit is just him. Well, I've had some cocaine. That made me feel really speedy, so I'll write a character like that. This character was just a bit mad after I took LSD. I'll write a character that's a bit like that. This character was just really slow, I found, after I had a doobie, so I'll just make that guy really slow. And he was also quite hungry afterwards, so I'll be quite hungry too.
this
That's why all
actually
of us are
makes
hungry.
more sense than the actual film did. It's just different drugs. That's all they
I guess
represent.
the Queen is when he had like
The-
a psychotic break.
Yeah, the Queen.
Yeah, it's a psychotic episode. He just wanted to murder everybody.
Yeah.
And I think Alice is like, it all takes place in like a care home, like a rehab. She's just the nurse that deals with all that shit all day. It's like, oh god, here we go. Here comes the madhouse again. I think she's called Alice and the Crack House.
Nice.
That makes more sense, the fact they all represent drugs, yes. I'm more comfortable
I
with
have
that.
written down, by the way, 4 words that I think that might be good for you. However, I will say, what are your 4 words, and I'll tell you my 4 words, and you can decide which one you prefer.
I'll tell you my 4 words as well.
Should be fun on drugs.
Should be fun.
Is that 4 words?
That's
Should-
5.
Should
Be
be
fun
fun
on
Oh, that's...
drugs. That's 5
Oh,
words.
no, sorry. Should be fun, drugs.
Should be fun.
Drugs
Drugs.
should be fun.
Yeah.
Drugs should be fun.
Ah.
Actually, can I just put that? Yeah. Drugs should be fun.
Yeah.
There we go. Should be this fun. So, yeah, drugs be fun.
Sam, what were your 4 words?
Mine are play Alice Madness Returns.
To be fair, yeah.
It's just my
'Cause that was a great
recommendation.
game. I think
It
it's really
is.
creepy.
Love it.
No, I might play it again.
My 4 words are
It's so
very
good.
simple.
Go on.
Fuck is going on?
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think that's why I literally just couldn't listen to what they were saying. I'm like, I just don't know why she's there, what they're doing, and how this is helping us singing. So yeah, thank you again, Rhys, for this lovely recommendation. I definitely,
very welcome.
I won't forget it.
Foley will remember that.
Oh dear.
Yeah. It's like you have upset Foley. So... or traumatized him. That fact,
Reputation lost.
yeah. On and down.
I don't mind. Foley faction has decreased. Just rep with Foley lost.
Need to grind the Foley quest.
Oh shit.
You're on thin ice, boy. I bet he's chosen even worse a film after this as well.
I wouldn't be able to tell you because I can't remember.
No, you don't have to tell. I just know you have.
I'm not going to tell you now.
No,
we're live on
no,
the podcast. I'm not looking at that. Sam know what it is. He'll figure out what the connection is.
I know.
He's a smart boy.
You don't have to.
Sometimes.
No, you don't have to say it. I just know for full fact. You got me through that hell. You got to put me through even more. I just know for a fact the next film's got to be another experience.
I just wish there was a Charlie Chocolate Factory and the Great Glass Elevator film so you could watch that.
Have your evil space sluggy wormy things.
Delicious Knids.
Vicious canards.
I'd say the only reason why I want them to be faithful to the book next time is because I know, Rhys, you showed me the section in college. It's the whole thing he's bragging about, like, oh, I've got square suites that look round. Like, well, that looks impossible. That just sounds impossible. It's like, no, I've actually done it. It's like, no, you're meant.
Yeah.
Like, you're meant. Like, I think he meant it throughout. And they get to the room. and the sweets are on the tray. He's like, look. It's like, no, they're just square. I went, yeah, but then I look around. I went, no, they're square. Yeah. It was like, yeah, but if you look, they look round. Is it when they walk around, they've got eyes and they're looking round?
Yeah.
I'm like, that
Yeah.
is a fucking great joke. I actually rate that.
Nice.
Literally, I think like the entire book they mention it, and then that chapter is just called Square Sweets That Look Round. And all it is it's like a page and a half of just the joke, and then they move on. And you're there like, what? The fuck? They're like,
What?
here you go, here's the joke that we built up half the book for. Have it, we're going.
So, Laverne like, yeah,
So
that's a joke.
Beautiful.
Moving on.
I don't even know if they have built up half the book. It might literally just be, oh, we're going to see the Square Sweets That Look Round. Chapter, Square Sweets That Look Round. And that's it. And then it's just the chapter, and then they go. And you're like, what?
As much as they condone the stuff he's done in his life, that joke is great. Because,
Indeed.
oh no, I'm thinking of H.P. Lovecraft. Because, because he had a... Did we mention this before? I feel like we might have mentioned this before on the previous...
We might have done. I believe Roald Dahl was anti-Semitic as well.
Oh, great.
So I think he was a bit of a dodgy bloke as well.
Isn't
And he also hated beards.
Hey, what?
Roald Dahl hated beards.
Beards?
Yes, beards. He hated people having beards. He thought they were scruffy and unpleasant. That was part of the reason why he wrote the book The Twits, and went into incredible detail describing why Mr. Twit looked really horrible, and how scruffy his beard was, and how horrible it was to have food in your beard, and how unkempt and unpleasant it made you look. That, like, the reason was, I don't like beards, so I'm going to write a character who has a really nasty beard, greasy and horrible.
I mean, that's dedication just to, everything you hate and just put it into a book. You gotta give him credit. So...
Yeah, and I'm glad that he put that in a book, and not the horrible anti-Semitic views that he had.
Oh,
Who
yes.
talking about?
Roald Dahl.
Hitler.
Because I got...
May as well. Let's bring it back to Hitler. Bring it all back to you.
Oh, just Rhys should bring it back to Hitler. There we go.
I didn't this time. Sam did.
Where else could I have gone with that?
I mean, we mentioned anti-Semitism. Sam just came back, and it's like, well, who else are you going to suspect?
Oh, it's Sam's fault,
Yeah.
is it? He came back.
Yeah, I blame him.
No, but I was saying...
Came back just like Hitler will.
He mixed up Roald Dahl and Lovecraft.
Because I remembered one of them had a cat with a very lovely name. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, just Google H.P. Lovecraft's cat. And also, then after you've Googled that, Google H.P. Lovecraft and then Google Mark Zuckerberg, and you tell me they don't look any fucking different.
oh yeah, I'm going to do that. Because I remember you telling me this. And I did not believe it.
Yeah.
I can vaguely remember what they both look like, and that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
It's so weird, isn't it? They look like almost identical.
Oh, what?
You're right there.
That is... Oh my
If
god.
you Googled the two of them.
Even just by looking at H.P. Lovecraft, okay. They even got the same, I don't know, like the same blank stare.
Yeah, I know. The same, like, robotic, empty shell of a person.
Yeah. Oh my god. Now this, I'm now looking at Mark Zuckerberg. But the fact is, there's more photos of him now smiling, and that's even more unsettling.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
still bizarre.
Oh my...
Even with the smile, they do look really similar, don't they?
They look exactly the same, like the same head
Now,
shape.
I'm not saying that they are the same person.
I bet they...
So what's your final verdict of Alice in Wonderland, Foley? No, you're not doing your rating yet. Just what's your final verdict? Go on.
Oh god. It was an experience.
I think we'll leave it at that. Oh
No.
God, it was an experience. However, for now, a word from our sponsors. Ever wanted to visit a world beyond your comprehension, but are forever in despair by the physical limitations to do so? At Mind's Eye Holidays, we tell that scenario to eat shit. Here we allow you to visit any location imaginable. If we can program it, you can visit it. This is no VR bullshit either. With this, we take any location and plug it into your memory. Want to visit Wonderland? We can hook you up. Fancy a trip to the past? Got you covered. Desire an age of intergalactic warfare? You need only ask. Wonder the surface of Mars? Look no... Hang on, this is just a plot of Total Recall, isn't it? Oh, fuck! What have I been up to? Honestly, not a lot, if I'm honest.
And section over. There we go.
Brilliant, thank you. Yeah. Literally on the day of recording, like an hour and a half before recording, I was like, I've not really got anything to do. I know, I'll play this game. I've not played this in a while. So I played Shadow Warrior from 1997.
Ah.
for 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
I installed it because I was there like, well, I kind of enjoyed Duke Nukem and Doom, so maybe I'll enjoy this. It's a bad game. Don't play it.
What would your four
That's
words
wang,
be
isn't it?
for the game, Rhys?
Can't use WADs. Fuck.
Oh.
The only way to move is to use the arrow keys. Problem is jump is like A, S, and space is interact. So the only way to be able to comfortably shoot is to use the left control button. So that means you're using right hand for movement and left hand for interacting with stuff. And it feels very unnatural from the other kind of games that I play. But yeah, that was bad. Don't play it. I'd much prefer the remakes for that. Final thing that I've got written down. I went to see the Spy X Family film. They were playing in the cinema, actually. I got to see the English dub in the cinema. I very much enjoyed it. Really good film. Really entertaining. Honestly, probably one of the best thing that I saw that week, because I also went to see a play. And the less spoken about that, the better. Instead, what I've got is this.
Uh-oh.
Round and round it goes. Where it stops, I'll know, because I will tell you what it says. Let's see. Okay, guys, got a question for you.
Oh, God.
Okay.
What is the worst type of pizza?
Pizza. See, I don't want to go for the cliche one, you know.
What would that be, margarita or something?
No, you know,
I mean, the thing is, margarita's still good. It's not.
Yeah,
bad.
that's all right.
It,
What
it
about
might
just
be boring, but
no cheese, no tomato, no toppings?
So you just...
that's just bread.
So you just dough.
Just give it as
The pizza
bread.
base. That's pretty bad, right?
That's pretty bad. I don't know if that counts as a pizza.
I think the worst pizza they've done, we're probably going to get hate for this, I would say when they turn garlic bread into pizza. It's like,
Ooh, I like garlic bread.
I like garlic bread, but I don't like it in its pizza form. It just tastes weird. It's just too much.
Like I say, I wouldn't want like a 16-inch garlic bread.
Yeah,
Mm.
that'd be a bit too
No.
much.
You
Yeah,
get a half and half one.
yeah.
Half garlic bread, half Hawaiian.
Half
Hawaiian.
No, I'll pass on
Half
Hawaiian.
meat piece.
Put a bit of
with about
pineapple
the
on there,
Crappy pork
you
that
know.
was put on.
Thing is,
I like having
don't-
pineapple on pizza, right? But I don't eat it on the pizza. I just take it off because it's.
Oh,
not
so you
really
eat
good
separately?
Pineapple.
There's one that Domino's do, which is called like the Meteor Feast or something like that, and it's got like big meatballs on it, and it's fine. It
Oh,
does the job, but
Oh, but they're...
I'd rather get the chicken and mushroom one. That is a fucking nice pizza.
I've actually never tried that, I don't think. Chicken and mushroom?
I know Sam doesn't like mushroom,
Yeah.
though, so
Sam, is it because, like, what... Is it the taste or is it the texture of the mushroom?
It's the texture primarily.
Yes.
Also, I mean, the taste isn't that great either. But yeah.
yeah, I can get that.
Yes.
That is fair. The first time I realised I liked mushrooms, I accidentally ordered something with mushrooms and didn't realise it was mushrooms. And me being the knobhead I am, I was too awkward to complain and say, I don't like mushrooms, I didn't realise I had mushrooms. So I just ate it, and about halfway through I was like, that's actually quite nice. I like mushrooms, turns out.
Did you,
To be
did you
fair-
by chance start tripping and start seeing...
No, it wasn't that kind
Oh,
of mushrooms. It was
okay.
like a nice Italian restaurant.
Oh,
You just
okay.
reworked your brain chemistry.
There's a place I went to quite recently that had like really nice beef on a pizza.
Ooh.
Beef?
Was it beef or corned beef?
It was beef. It was like a
Nice.
proper Italian restaurant, and it was like proper beef. At the time, I described the way that the pizza was is it had the sort of like the stringy cheese that adverts
Ooh.
try and replicate with glue. Or like it was no,
Oh,
yeah,
is that
they'll-
like that? Good, that
it was
good.
really good cheese, really nice,
Nice.
really good pizza.
Oh.
I think it was like slow cooked beef.
Ooh.
Nice and
It was
tender.
really good.
Oh.
However, we're not talking about the best pizzas we've ever had. We want to know what the worst type of pizza
All
is.
right, my hypothetical worst, but like not like sewage, reasonable
Yeah.
pizza
Yeah.
would be something like it's got mushrooms, it's got like anchovies, probably some kelp or something, but seaweed and pizza, I'm sure.
But shrimp,
sort of
shrimp
thing.
on that pizza.
I quite like shrimps and prawns and that sort of thing.
What if you put pineapple on it as well? So it's got
Oh,
mushroom and pineapple
God.
together. And you're not allowed to take the pineapple off. Like, you have
Oh.
to have a bite. of
Barbecue
this pizza.
base.
Oh, yeah, with a barbecue base. Oh, God, that'd be so nasty. Oh, God. Barbecue base,
It's just-
anchovies, pineapple, mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's just puke. I feel
Seaweed.
like you'll just be thrown up on the pizza instead of actually eating it.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably a vegan one as well.
Oh, vegan cheese. It's got to have vegan cheese.
Oh, yep.
Like, I don't mind some vegan cheese, but it's not as good as the real cheese.
No,
That's the
I can
problem.
imagine on a pizza it'd be even worse. Just 'cause, like, the texture has to be so precise.
You have the vegan cheese on the base, but then you have to have the mushrooms where the stuffed cheese are meant to be.
It's just a giant amount of cheese.
Delicious.
Yeah, big mouth cheese.
I imagine that would keep the moisture in on them really well as well.
It'd be such a soggy pizza. You'll lift it up and the entire middle bit would just pull off because it's so soggy.
That's where
The crust would
this is
collapse.
where to support that you slide the garlic piece underneath to support it.
Yeah.
God, it's a double pizza. Oh my god.
It's like a chaser.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the weird flavour from your mouth.
They got that support then. You got a better structure going on.
Jesus Christ.
Double decker pizza.
I think we've made some of the worst reasonable to have pizza that you could get.
Yeah.
We have definitely got to make this and see if this works.
I'm not touching it.
Oh no. Okay.
18-inch one.
I bet this will become a big seller as well. Because some pizzas are so greasy though around here. It's like I feel like that's no, it's like you go through the box. It's like that's not what it's supposed to do. But yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. Life's like a box of pizza. You never know what you're gonna get.
Well, you've ordered it. If you don't know what you're gonna get and you've ordered the pizza, what the fuck have you done?
I could do like a roulette order. Like
Not
just
my
close your
fault they give you
eyes.
in the wrong bloody order.
Well, I'm gonna spin the wheel one more time, and
What's your
move
favourite pizza?
It's like, what's your
on.
second
Oh
least favourite pizza?
my god! I put this on the wheel, thinking that it probably wouldn't come up. Oh my god! Okay,
Oh, Joe, yeah.
Sam, explain why the following sentence resonates with you.
Okay.
Masturbation is a sin.
Well, masturbation can have many deep psychological effects on you, especially if you do it too often. More than 8 or so times a day is just excessive, and I don't think there are many doctors that would recommend it.
No, Sam. You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah?
Masturbation is a sin.
A sin?
Yeah. Oh, do you not remember this?
I don't know. Oh, I do! Wait,
Oh
I
no,
don't.
here we go.
I do. Yes, I do. So this is in high school when it was like an African Christian group or something weird
I
like that.
think so, yes.
Came visited the school and gave an assembly, and then in front of like I don't know 200, 300 like high school kids, we're talking about how masturbation's a sin, and everyone was just laughing their asses off. It's like this one weird bit I remember where like the woman doing it was like, and then he touched himself or something like that. It was like pleasure. It was just really fucking weird.
It was in front of the year 11s, which is like the oldest people, so
Okay.
like 16-year-olds, and the year 7s, which are like the people who
Oh.
just come in, bless them. Like, so all the year 11s are laughing our fucking asses off. We're finding this hilarious because it's people have just come in and gone, masturbation's a sin, guys. And all the year 7s, I looked over, they're shitting themselves because they're terrified by these like people just like screaming, singing, dancing. It was like one of those gospel choir type things,
Yeah.
explaining how masturbation's a sin, and it was like, what?
It
You
sounds
just
like
hear the teachers just being like, "Oh my, I didn't know they were gonna fucking do this."
Yeah,
it sounds like you got like a proper Broadway show out of it. Like
Man.
it sounds like something out of like Avenue Q or something.
that's amazing. That is
It
absolutely.
was. Like the main thing that I remember is that at one point they were doing a song and a dance, and Sam and I like in unison at one point because we were late a little bit, so we were sat away from the rest of our form. And they started singing and dancing at one point, and me and Sam, both of our arms were crossed, literally looked at each other, like nodded in a what the fuck kind of way, looked back. And we were both just like, what the fuck is going on? This is so surreal. And I just remember we just sort of like realised we'd essentially just done that bit out of Blues Brothers, where we just look at each other, nod, and then look back at the choir and shit.
Oh man.
I get more like a Hot Fudge vibe when like when they're at the theatre and he just goes in and you go like,
Oh god, yeah, it's love me, say that.
but in this bit it's
Felt like that mental.
it's like, but masturbation is a sin.
Like it was so weird. They had a presentation about it. how
They're so
you know
earnest.
it's addictive. The fact that they weren't even doing it in like a funny, this is a joke way. It was such a serious.
Yeah.
No, really, guys, it's a terrible sin, and you're like, what the fuck? All the teachers were trying to not look at anybody because they knew that if they laughed, it would be the end because they were the only people who couldn't laugh. Cause I saw one of the teachers just hand in mouth, just biting on his finger. He's like, I can't laugh. I cannot laugh. All the year 7s bricking themselves. The year 11s, we're laughing and singing along, not with them, at them. Essentially, we're taking the piss out of them because this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I put that on the wheel thinking that might show up ages later. And it showed up straight away, basically. Like, that is... Like, honestly, they may as well have brought in a giant inflatable penis and then popped it. It felt like they would have done that kind of thing. And you're like, the fuck? It feels like something
throwing darts at it.
else.
What a pinata.
God.
Technically, they're doing
Beating your dick.
just whacking the penis. Yeah. This is what you shouldn't do, because there's all the pain that comes along with it. But
And then
technically,
someone just comes on with just like a blade, just slices it in half.
oh my god! So it's like
no.
circumcision, but you also get candy as well. But technically, if you bring a pinata,
What is it, a pinata?
if you bring a pinata and you're they go no, and candy comes out, they're telling you the one reason why you should do it because it's so nice at the end. Okay, you shouldn't eat it, but
What they do is they just to try and deter people from eating it. They just put in loads of those tiny little dick sweets and be like, "Yeah, you don't want any of these, do you?"
Everyone will be like,
and it's
"Yeah."
just like that meme, because that
just
Monster
grab them
House meme
together.
where it's like, "You don't want any of these," and it's just the quickly grabs it and just puts it like, just that.
it's like, yeah, we do.
That's what it would be, 100%, 100%.
I don't know if
remember.
you can remember. Can you remember when we had to go to the art tricks in college because there was a sex show like about not like that, not like live sex. It's I realised how I faced
Yeah.
that. It's pretty much an awareness of sexual diseases and like how to have
Right.
safe sex. And I could just remember it just felt like really bad ways to use puns in this because the only thing I can remember is this lad had sex with someone without protection. Then the scene that followed afterwards, he's having a piss in a urinal with his mate and all that. And then...
Oh god, that one, because they didn't. This sex is on fire.
Yeah, they just started
Oh,
performing
God.
it. They just like, man, sex is up. And they turn around like an
There's at the urinal.
I was like,
Yeah.
I swear,
Nice.
me, you and Gibby were like, what is...
Because
What
the
is
thing is,
this?
that's the only time they did a song like that in the entire thing was for that joke, and you were like, "What? What? Is that like a Family Guy
absolutely belting
cutaway?"
it out.
Oh, it was
No,
just...
they were. This wasn't the
Love
characters who were in the scene. This was like the characters who weren't in the scene, the girls, because there was like two guys pissing the around. It was like, oh my, I think he's like, my dick's burning, and then they were like, just from the other side of the stage, they suddenly go, this sex is on fire. It was almost as if the guys hadn't been told that they were going to do this, and they're just having a prank on them. We all looked at each other like, what the fuck is going on?
It's just so...
I don't remember anything else about it.
No,
though, I've got to be honest.
that's the only thing I can remember. And then we travel back on the coach, like, what have we just witnessed? What was that?
So was this compulsory or something?
It was compulsory. Yeah,
It was.
a compulsory thing.
Weird.
That was compulsory. That.
I didn't have a single extracurricular compulsory thing
Yeah, you
in
did.
college or uni.
Masturbation is a sin.
Yeah, that's in high school.
Okay, that's fair. I was in high school.
Masturbation is. I can remember in my school because I don't know what you did. You guys go to like a Catholic school or anything?
Yeah.
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 But I can remember being very gullible back then. I think kids were quoting a teacher or they were lying.
I was going to say, were you told it was written on the ceiling and just immediately look up?
Masturbation is bad.
You dropped your idiot card.
But, I can remember.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
What was that one? Sorry.
You dropped your idiot card.
So,
What?
because did both of you started it? Like, because Rhys did it to me in college. He's going.
I don't think I did that one. It was like, guess
No,
what?
yeah.
What? And then I think I said, good guess.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Every
So
day,
annoying.
every day.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? He went, what? Good guess. I'm like, so every time he said, guess what? And I think he generally wanted to say something. We're like, no. No. It's like, no, I don't. Like, no, I need. I was like, no. But I think the thing.
It got to a point.
it's just like the lowest.
But the thing
lowest,
is, though, Rhys, the
Unfortunately,
bastard.
boy, quite awful.
Although he would actually want to say something, he goes, "No, it's actually serious." It's like, "Okay, what is it?" He went, "Ha, good guess." I went, "Okay." He's like, "No, but I do want to say something." It's like, "No."
Yeah.
It's
The only time I'd often forget about it, and then I would do it just to get on his nerves, to get it over with, and then actually say the thing that I needed to talk about. It's like, well, good guess, but yeah, also,
It was a very long process to try and talk to you at some point. It's just like, oh, because that stupid joke again. I was going to walk away.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Final thing I'll mention is I very vividly remember your double take. As you're doing like something in a room, like you're watching a music video whilst you're doing some writing on like an essay or something. I walk in the room and close the door behind you, and then I start singing along because you didn't know that I even listened to this. Because I would basically just come in with like metal t-shirts, rock t-shirts, and stuff like that. There was no inkling that I even knew who the band Scouting for Girls ever was.
Yes, I want
James Bond was playing.
James
I started
Bond.
singing along.
It's because
You just did such a strong double take. And I was like, I grew up with this. Like, what do you want?
It's because Rhys would wear, like, you're very, like, relaxed on the clothing now, but you'll come in with all these, like, jackets, these jeans, come in like the proper metal heads you were. So, I was just listening to Scouts of Girls. Just imagine visualising that, like, all that gear, right? It's like, what was it? Who's that guy? Who's the guy with all the makeup? Mason or I don't know.
Marilyn
Manson. Imagine him just singing "Scouting for Girls." That's how strange it was for me. I was like,
I wasn't that bad.
No, this is what I mean. Like, it's like that level. Like, you didn't have the makeup or anything, but you had all the clothes and the jacket. And
I see that.
And he just started softly going, "I wish I was James Bond." I was like, oh, he knows it. He knows it. It's like, what the fuck?
I mean, what always gets me about it is, like, I've still got lots and lots of band t-shirts, but I think at the time, I'd only very recently been introduced to metal by Sam. Because Sam he was the one who introduced me to metal by showing me an Avenged Sevenfold song.
Hell yeah.
And that sort of like got me to go down sort of the rabbit hole. I got all the Avenged albums that were out at the time. But then I started listening to more Iron Maiden and just went down that rabbit hole. So I was still fresh in the, like the new recruit camp.
That makes
effectively.
sense.
And nowadays, don't get me wrong, still a big fan of metal, but
it's just
I'm not gonna ram it down anyone's throat anymore as I probably did at the time. Speaking of metal, that is a very good segue actually. Somehow.
It is.
Oh, here we go.
Sam, take it away.
So the game I played was Alice: Madness Returns.
Yes, it was.
Can anybody guess the connection?
No.
God damn it, that'll be an easy connection to make.
Yeah. It's got the vorpal sword in it. So the game I did play was Brutal Legend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See why the segue works now, Foley, do you?
But is this with Jack Black?
It is.
Okay.
It is with Jack Black.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Nice.
So it's a game where I'm guessing Jack Black probably spearheaded it and pretty much just was like, I want to make a game about metal. And got a bunch of different artists to either like take part as voice acting. You've got Ozzy Osbourne, and you got Lemmy from Motorhead as well.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. And other ones just to put their songs in and stuff like that. It's great. I played it back in 2018 and absolutely loved it.
I knew
Honestly.
you did, and I was like, I'll give you a break this time, and I'll give you something that you'll love.
So when I finished it back in 2018 originally, I pretty much just used it as like a checklist for like artists to check out. And
nice.
A lot of them I like just listen to like their entire discography. Still listen to that sort of thing. It's great. So yeah, it's nice coming back and playing again.
So Sam, without going into too much detail, what's the overall sort of like plot of the film about?
So pretty much.
That's like game. You're correct, Foley. Thank you.
That's true. So first, when you beat the game up, it loads in, and then you got this live action Jack Black talking to you. He's like leading the camera into some like shop, music shop, record store, and takes you into the back section, goes to the forbidden metal section. And he's looking for this record. He's like, somebody's taking it. And then he finds it, and then puts it on the table. He opens it up. It's the Brutal Legend record, and that's the main menu. It's the record unfolding, which is cool.
It's a really really cool.
It's great.
Menu.
Yeah.
Very creative as well, I would say.
Yeah. It's like go to different options of it and different pages. You just moves, flips it over, that sort of thing. I think I've seen it done before, but like, it's pretty flawlessly done in this case.
Yeah.
When you play the game, you play as Eddie Riggs, and he is the best roadie in the business, with a roadie being a guy who works like behind the scenes at gigs and on road trips and stuff, making like sure things to set up stages and all that stuff. At the moment, the modern world sucks effectively. Eddie is the roadie for a heavy metal band who play music a little something like this. Yeah. Eddie's like, I can fix anything except that. Pretty much he gets crushed by the set, which is Armageddon, and then his blood gets on his Armageddon belt. Armageddon then manifests and melts the band's faces, and the crowd goes wild, and then Eddie passes out from blood loss. Armageddon is a big old fire-breathing liquid metal monstrosity. There you go. And yeah, Eddie then wakes up. He's in a room. He's surrounded by weird demonic cultists. They got nice sharp teeth and stuff like that. He, fights his way out, grabs an axe, self-defenses his way through them all. And it turns out he's in a temple, which is atop this colossal pile of massive bones and skulls reaching up way up into the sky. He's in this unfamiliar world. So he fights his way out of that. He hitches some rides on some demons and stuff. And he meets a girl named Ophelia, who is disguised as one of the cultists. Together they escape, sort of unleashed into the open world, which is nice. So the world is... It's kind of like I've written down a post-apocalyptic metal mythological fantasy. There you go. It's got these massive sort of like modern-looking highways, but they're like really big, that are ruined or old at the very least, which were built by people in the past. I know who they are, but I'm not going to tell you. There's like massive bones and skulls littered around from colossal creatures. The animals in the environment, there's like metallic porcupines, deer with nice spiky carnivorous faces. You've got these mammoths that are big. They're mammoths. I guess that's pretty fancy in its own right. You've got panthers that shoot lasers, that sort of thing. There you go. Just scattered around the environment. There's like trees that grow like metal pipes, as if on cars. You've got gulls that are microphones with wings. It's pretty cool.
The design is amazing.
Yeah.
Got to be said.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
That sounds amazing.
They sort of picked a theme and then just went with it, and we're actually pretty imaginative about it in a lot of cases. So the gameplay kind of got these different modes that sort of blur together a little bit. So you got this, I'm going to call it melee mode, which is where you're just running around on foot. You can swing with your axe, you can play guitar and like shoot lightning at people. If you've got allies nearby, you can interact with them, and then you sort of do like a special mode where you do like combination abilities with them, which is some cases it's throwing them people, other cases it's they form a mosh pit around you and you walk around and headbutt people with them. Next one would be you got the car. You can summon that anytime pretty much, and you can drive around in it. You can shoot out the front, out the side, you can customize those weapons. The car is it's a hot rod, if you know what it is. It's one of those cars with like the engine sort of stuck out up on the front and the wheels are, and it's pretty flamboyant or something. It's pretty cool. It handles a bit awkwardly, but not enough to be like distracting. It's still fun to drive and stuff on it. And the other mode would be flight, which is it just pretty much lets you move around the battlefield. And that's only at certain levels. Each of those ones you can just switch between pretty quickly. So you can either just land to go back to melee, or you can just get into your car type thing or out. And that's quite nice. It's fluid. When you're on foot, you can play solos. And that's like a little Guitar Hero style mini game. You've probably seen this thing where it's just the notes come down, you press the right button corresponding to it. Pretty simple.
Okay.
But you can just do those pretty much whenever. Some of them have cooldowns, and they do different things like damage a bunch of enemies, or buff allies, or summon creatures, summon your car, that sort of thing. One of them makes the sky go different. Neat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Neat.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So corresponding to these different modes of gameplay are different level types. Does that make sense? There's the open world, which is most of the game, which includes a lot of the story missions. You're just traveling around, you can't fly. The other ones would be the dungeons. There's only like a few of these in the game, and they're pretty much all at the beginning, which is where you can't drive anything. You're pretty much using melee the entire time. And the last one would be stage battles. So this is like a strategy game, effectively, that's built into the game, which is where sometimes you're against like an opponent who's sort of mirroring you in that they can also fly around and summon troops and stuff like that. Other times it's just like way of survival type thing. Yeah, usually you fly around, you direct troops around the battlefield, you can recruit troops, you sort of resource manage, you control different points of interest, and the end goal is usually either just to survive or to take out the opponent's stage. You've got your own stage, which, and when I say stage, I mean like a band stage. And then there's boss battles, and there's 3 boss battles in the entire game. 2 of which are pretty close to the start, and 1 at the end. There's technically a 4th one, but that's in an optional side quest, and it's just a big enemy that's had a boss helper on it. Those you just do melee. You can't summon the card. You can't summon allies either, even though you can play the solo, which was disappointing.
Like, how long did you play this game for?
So my first playthrough back in day was 19 hours or 18 hours, and my current one was the other one, either 18 or 19. I think it was 18 this time.
Oh, okay.
So
Still quite
I was
a
actually
lengthy
pretty consistent
game,
each
yeah.
time. Yeah, it's great.
Damn.
I 100%ed a lot of the collectibles there as I was going.
Okay, right.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
Obviously, because I
Yeah.
saw reports that saying it did not
And all
take
the-
anywhere near that long.
No, I did all the side quests as well, except for the races, because fuck those. So the story is pretty much split into two halves. So the first half, you go with Ophelia, the girl you met, and you meet Lars, who is the leader of the human resistance, which then gets renamed to Ironheads, with an E at the end to show me mean business. And his sister, Lita. Lars, he looks like a rock star. I've actually described everyone in my notes except for Eddie. So I'll do Eddie as well. He's got like a little soul patch, got long black hair, he wears typical metal sort of outfit, black, that sort of thing. Carries an axe and a guitar around. Lars, he looks like a rock star. He's got long blonde hair, he's got a bare chest, he's got a jacket. He talks like very sort of heroically the entire time. It's great. Lita, she's pretty uptight. She eventually relaxes a bit, but I really like the way she just carries a halberd around all the times. She just jumps straight into like, the violence being the most suitable option. Like the first time you roll up in your car, she's just like, "There's a demon," and just stabs in the wheel with the halberd.
No hesitation.
It's great.
Straight
Yeah.
Very metal, yeah.
Suitable.
So you chat with them, you tell them the story, you say, you've got logistical issues, you need a roadie. And effectively, you help them build up forces, free the people that are enslaved by General Lion White. He is a human who is effectively like a collaborator under the Demon Emperor Diviculus.
Whose name is indeed ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the men that used to be part of the army, they are being forced to work in these lava mines, which isn't a mine where you mine lava. It's a mine which has a bunch of lava, just to clear that up. And so these guys aren't given any tools in this. So the only way to mine is to bang the rock with their heads.
Oh my god.
As a result, they've got these fucking like massive necks, like super muscular necks, and they often headbang. When you get them as like a combat unit, that's what they do. They headbutt people. It's great. They're the ones that do the mosh pit if you double team with them.
Beautiful.
It's cool. But yeah, effectively you head in there, you fire them to come out, some 6 solos, and you recruit them. So meanwhile, when you're doing that, Ophelia frees some ladies that are in Lion White's pleasure tower. Don't ask. She's a bit injured, so you go kill a big old metal spider, and you recruit Lemmy from Motorhead, aka the Killmaster, and he can heal by playing bass. And you get to the first stage battle of the game, which is where Lion White turns up and attacks your base, which is called Ladehenge. He looks like David Bowie, but like wearing glam metal style. Don't know if you know what that looks like. But it's very glamorous, I guess. Yeah, he's got this massive, like, puffy blonde hair, which he uses to fly around like their massive wings. It's great.
I think it is heavily inspired by Bowie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's dead on the wiki when I was looking up how to describe him. It looks like
Oh my
David Bowie. So I was like,
Yep.
that sounds great.
That is definitely
Yes.
But yeah,
some inspiration.
he uses
there.
that hair to fly around. It's great. He's a bit weirder. He refers to like your war against him as like you poaching his employees and stuff like that. He seems to treat it in a very non-serious manner. He doesn't think you're an actual threat. Yeah. So the game from this point on turns into a lot more of the RTS mode. Like stage battles are the main missions, like the actual important missions that come up. I don't think there's any dungeons at all from then on.
I don't think so. I think that's very early game. It's introducing you to the
Yeah.
combat. I think it goes, do you remember what we told you about how the combat's going to go? Like, yeah? None of that anymore. You're doing something else. And you're like, okay. Okay. Yes,
So-
Mr. Black. Okay, Mr. Black.
So here's the thing, like when that battle starts, Eddie he demonifies for some reason. His skin goes red, he gets big wings that sprout out from him, yellow eyes, that sort of thing, and he can fly now. That's how you get the flying mode. And that only happens when it's a stage battle. Maybe it's his blood gets pumping or something. I don't know. They're like, oh, maybe you got poisoned with demon blood or something, and then they don't really care too much about it. There's just some funny quotes from that. So you got Mangus, who's a character. He's pretty much your roadie. I don't know when he turned up, if he's just there all of a sudden at some point. And he's like, they're coming by that statue. So like 11 o'clock? No, man, right now. That's the thing. Yeah.
Right now.
Nice.
You beat Lion White's forces, and then you head on in and actually attack his base. You got this big van to take all the stuff around. And Eddie's like, "You ready?" Mangus is like, "Just a few more hours." You got 20 seconds. I only need 10. And I go into this like, well, what the fuck did you say 2 hours then? Yeah. So in the meantime, Eddie and Ophelia, they hook up. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Ophelia gives them the backstory,
Neat.
which is that her parents fought in the Black Tear Rebellion, and some people don't trust her because of that. The Black Tear Rebellion was like the previous human rebelling against demon thing, and that kind of failed because they all started drinking the black tears, which turns you insane. There you go.
Ooh.
Eddie's like, I trust you, but Ophelia's like, yeah, that's not gonna last. So yeah, you break in, you show up into Lion White's place. He turns up and he confronts you. And Lars, the leader, is like, the time has come for you to shut the hell up, Lion White. And he's like really heroic voice, and he just segues into that. It's great. But yeah, pretty much.
Very polite
Yeah,
about
you
it.
beat Lion White. He gets stabbed by a bunch of mirrors. There you go. Woo, victory. Lars then's like, nah, this isn't over. Daviculus, the demon emperor, he's the true oppressor. Pretty much right after he says that, boom, Daviculus shows up. He just flies down from the sky. Everyone's like, oh fuck, hide in a fountain. He is voiced by Tim Curry.
What?
He is.
What?
Pause for applause. He is. It's great. He does a very good job.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's another demon character. Well, devil like characters played, isn't it?
Yep. He speaks very eloquently. He's pretty arrogant.
I think something else that you haven't mentioned, Sam, I don't know if you didn't look this up or not, but General Lion White is voiced by Rob Halford, who's the lead singer of Judas Priest as well.
Oh, is he? I had no idea.
Yes. Yeah, he's
Ah.
voiced
Oh.
by Rob Halford. The Tim Curry, he took over the role because, and you'll probably definitely go, as soon as I mention it, but originally Daviculus was intended to be played by the sadly departed Dio. Dio was the
no
person
way.
who's going to be playing
Okay.
him. Because they already had a rapport. Dio was in the Tenacious D movie,
Yep.
and he was intended to play
Right, yeah.
Daviculus, and then unfortunately he passed away, sadly. And so Tim Curry stepped up to the role to take over for him, which
That
is a shame.
But Tim Curry is really fucking good.
Oh, I mean, that's because Tim Curry is just fucking brilliant. Personally, and it's probably going to be a bit controversial, I think Tim Curry has done a better job than Dio probably would have. But that's entirely for the reason that Tim Curry is a voice actor and Dio is a singer.
Yeah.
And I think as a voice actor,
Yeah.
Tim Curry has done a better job than Dio probably would have. But it's still a shame that we didn't even get to hear a
Yeah.
thing
I
from
mean,
Dio.
out of the characters where you actually want an actual voice actor, the sort of main antagonist is probably the one.
Yeah, and he is honestly, he's brilliant. But
He's
that's because
great, yeah.
Tim Curry is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want from me? He's amazing as a voice actor.
He is great.
Tim Curry is what I like to call the definitive villain voice actor.
Yeah.
He's so good.
So the thing about demons, right?
Yep.
Is they hate humans for the most part, and they all wear S&M gear.
Of course.
That's their faction sort of style of clothing. Really neat.
Trendy.
So Daviculus, he's bare-chested. He's got like cords coming out of his chest to various places, because as you do. He's got black leather covering from the neck up. It goes all the way up. It covers his face, covers his eyes. It does cover his horns as well. He's got like a zip for the mouth. Or I think it's just open actually on his mouth. And he's got his little fangs poking out, or his big fangs actually. But yeah,
Really nice design,
The-
frankly.
it is. Yeah, he looks weird but
It
intimidating.
sounds like a weird gimp suit from my perspective.
Yeah.
Kind of, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's-
Okay.
that's pretty much
As long as I
the,
wasn't- Yeah. I was like, this sounds like
Yeah.
a weird, you know.
So
Yeah.
I think the idea behind it was that the design of his costume and most of the faction that he has, it's like pain metal that's designed to inflict pain upon people, and like
Oh.
a lot of sadomasochistic vibes to it.
Yeah.
Is the entire
Right.
point. Like,
I can give you the lore behind it if you want. No? Okay.
I was gonna say, if you keep it very brief,
Oh yeah. So pretty much
Go on, Sam.
they were ugly, and they looked up to the Titans, who before they ascended to become metal gods, they gave them this clothing so they could hide their forms and look a bit more like the Titans. There you go.
Oh, did you say?
Yeah.
Did you say God gave them this?
No, the Titans.
Oh, Titus.
They used to be mortal, but they were so sick that they ascended to become metal gods.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And also, before they left to become metal gods, they taught the natural world to produce the things that people need to follow in their footsteps. And that's why there are so many trees that grow like pipes and shit like that.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's what they're
cool.
doing. There you go.
I like-
Lore.
That's
I
pretty.
like
cool.
lore in this game. It's great.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
you know that there's going to be some fantastic writing involved, because quite a large amount of it was written by Tim Schafer, who is the writer who's written Psychonauts, Psychonauts
Nice.
2, And he did the original 2 Monkey Island games as well.
Oh, nice.
Looks like he also did Grim Fandango, by the looks.
Classic.
And I think he also did Day of the Tentacle.
Oh my, that as well.
So, Daviculus, he's turned up. He sort of monologues addressing Socoria. He's talking to her, he's saying stuff like, your mission was to spy on the humans, not join them. And he says that he can smell her blood. Come, war against me, but stay not amongst these dogs any longer. We'll never get their stench off you. He said it really, really well because he's Tim Curry. And while he's saying this, he's sniffing Ophelia's little short sword that she left behind at the temple at the beginning.
Okay.
And then he flings that at the ground. Lars, he hops out at this point. He's like, don't call humans dogs. Also, I'm humanity's king. So Daviculus just fucking stabs him with his big ass spear. And then he leaves and he's like, it seems I had less to worry about than I thought. He just leaves and calls
literally
down
kills the hero and then fucks off.
Hearing that delivered by Tim Curry must have been so beautiful.
So, well, in that case, stab.
King. Just right there. That's a villain for you.
So pretty much the area gets destroyed in a bunch of ways, and you escape. You confront Ophelia a bit. Lita is blaming Ophelia for his death, saying that she's clearly conspiring. She'd do anything to get the Black Tears. Eddie's like, why is he calling you Socoria? They're arguing, and she's pretty much saying stuff like, yeah, I can't tell you about Socoria. This makes no fucking sense. In the context of later on, there's no reason for us to not tell him about Socoria. But yeah, okay, so Eddie then drives off. He leaves Ophelia alone, crying in the snow there.
Oh.
There's one funny thing where as you're driving off after this sad mission, heading to the next area with Lita, if you stop the car and hop out, she's like, oh, where have you stopped? Oh, we're going back to kill her on foot.
Oh no.
So, yeah, well.
That's so fun. I like that.
Yeah.
It's when they think of extra stuff like that.
Yeah, there's loads of little voice lines that are great in this. So another little potential details that every different unit type you can summon or have as allies have unique double teams, those combo attacks. That's including the various wildlife things you can summon. And a lot of those you can only summon for very limited periods of time because you can upgrade to the next one by doing missions. But they still went to the effort of me doing that. It's pretty cool.
No, that's
cool. Yeah, that is quite cool.
So that's pretty much the end of the first half. I'm going to give an overview of the factions. So there's Ironhead, that's Eddie's faction, obviously. The humans, they dress like metal fans, effectively. You got Lion White's forces, they're human as well. They're pretty much mirror of Eddie's units. They dress like glam metal weirdos. There's the Tainted Coil, which are the demons. So they're weird, vaguely humanoid monstrosities. They wear S&M gear. They really like putting that on various things. They at one point they take over Bladehenge, which is the old human space, and it's like a thing with a massive stone sword in the middle, and they cover that in S&M gear. They got straps over it and a ball gag on this fucking sword. Okay, guys, sure, I guess you're into that. And the final faction is the Drowning Doom, which you haven't heard of yet. And they're the spooky faction. They wear gothic black metal sort of outfits. They've got units that are grave diggers that are kind of zombie-ish, but they're still human more or less. They can speak. You've got these parasol carrying brides, weirdly ghostly. If you hit them enough, their heads explode off and they continue fighting, that sort of thing. They've got hot rods that have testicles on them.
Oh.
Make of that what you will. These rat.
I'm trying to clarify. You said guys. Tesla coils, not testicles.
Oh.
I did say that. Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. I can see.
That was an image.
I saw Foley what the fuck? So I was like, I'll clarify that.
I think I was taking hot rod to a whole literal sense there.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah. All in all, it's quite a nice diverse collection of units. They've all got pretty cool themes and styles. There's also these guys with really bloated stomachs, and they throw up swarms of rats. So that's cool.
Lovely.
So anyway, the second half of the story. It picks up 3 months later. The Ironheads, they're hanging out in the mountains, laying low, nice and snowy, and they're attacked by the Drowning Doom. And the Drowning Doom are drinkers of the Sea of Black Tears. That's why they're so emo. And Ophelia is leading them. So she's had a bit of a makeover. She now has pale corpse blue skin. She's got black tears, which fits with the Black Tears thing, I guess. Yeah. She's got these inky black tentacles that come up from her neck, or which sort of make up her dress, which goes down and it flares out to the sides. It's pretty cool, so you can't see her feet.
That sounds like
it's
cool
pretty stylish. Yeah, it's cool. She has a hot rod, but it's a hearse.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's great.
It's so good.
Yeah, I love it. And some of her minions have her little symbol on as merch. So they're
As
wearing Ophelia
merch?
merch. Yeah, it's great. Eddie, he's like, what the hell, Piers? Oh, they're wearing Ophelia merch. That's sick. So I think, not in those words, but yeah. Diviculus unsealed the Sea of Black Tears to make humanity unite and effectively crush the revolution the same way it did last time. So you fight them off, and you pretty much go on a road trip, chasing Ophelia down all the way to the actual Sea of Black Tears. You go through some mountains, you go through a jungle, you go through a swamp, you go through a spookier swamp, you head into some dry ice mines which are really misty, and you end up in Gothic Cathedral Land, which is it's just cathedrals fucking everywhere in weird angles, that sort of thing, which is neat. Also, it turns out Eddie's dad, he used to be the leader of the previous rebellion that got black-tiered. Pretty neat.
Ooh.
There you go. Cool. At one point, you have a stage battle against Ophelia in the dry ice mines. It's really foggy, right? And she's like ghost-like, and her ghost in the fog by Cradle of Filth plays, and it's sick.
That's a nice touch. That sounds cool.
Yeah. Continue making your way down, end up recruiting some people. You get some weirdos riding motorbikes called the Fire Barons. They're these scantily clad, kiss makeup wearing, fire breathing, jaguar riding Amazonian warriors.
That's a mouthful.
That's what my notes say, yep. There's some hyphens in there. Yeah, they're pretty cool. They don't really do much, they just kind of show up and then they're units. Eventually, you make your way to the shore of Black Tears. The shores of the Sea of Black Tears. Eddie has a quick rest. He dreams of his happy times with Ophelia. These are our imaginary ones. They're hugging, they're rolling around, laughing. They're like running through the fields, killing demon cultists as they go, and laughing and stuff like that. It's great. This dream, it transitions into Eddie waking up, straight into demon mode, and the mission starts. And it's done really well. It's this one song. It transitions from A Holiday by the Scorpions, which is a really sort of calm, melodic, sort of happy song, maybe.
Yeah.
And it transitions into So Frail by Mirror Throne. It skips the intro. It goes to this bit where it's like got this rising tension, then like this rising black metal scream, and then it goes right into the intense rest of the song, and you're straight in the action. It's so good. It goes a little something like this. Just imagine that just continues on for like 10 more seconds, and it's just a really intense song.
That's a nice
The song reminds me of
transition.
Roxanne from Moulin Rouge in some ways. I'm not sure
I
quite
thought you were
why.
going to say by the police.
By the Police? No, but no. Oh man, it's really good. I'll be honest, I looked up the song just so I could listen to it again, even though it's in my library. I just didn't want to bother doing it. And those are like half the comments are just talking about the transition in Brutal Legend because of how well done it is. It's great.
Nice.
That's how
Yeah.
people found out about it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got one big last fight against Ophelia. You defeat her. It's really fucking difficult if you don't know what to do, which is effectively just get your top tier building vehicle and use that to kill their top tier vehicle. Otherwise, it will just kill your units by just being nearby. There you go. That's a tip. And you do that, and
I didn't even get this far. Like, I don't think I even saw that cutscene that you just mentioned.
No,
I
okay.
was so bad at it when I played it the first time. I gave up because I did the same mission 3 times. These battles take like 30 minutes to do, and I would lose
30.
I would lose like 20, 25 minutes in, and then I'd have to
Yeah.
do it again. By the time I had to start the 4th time, I was like, I can't be fucking bothered to do this. So I just gave up with it, and I never went back. I tried playing the beginning again, but I didn't like the hack and slash controls to be honest. I felt too frail, so I gave up again. Anyway, you saying something?
You defeat Ophelia's armies, so then you head on in to defeat her in single combat in this room. You're about to fight, you have a little bit of a conversation. Diviculus turns up.
Hey, he's
some reason.
back!
Yeah, he's back.
Yay!
The best character!
They kind of bicker together, and Eddie like makes this pointed Socoria thing at Ophelia, and she's like, "What?" And Diviculus is like, "What?" And yeah, she's not Socoria. And Diviculus finds it like fucking hilarious that he thought Ophelia was her, because Socoria was the previous demon emperor.
Ooh.
So which is why it makes no fucking sense for Ophelia not to tell Eddie that earlier, because like it's not.
Oh,
It should be fairly common knowledge.
They could have just told him.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, she had some secrets that made sense, but that one especially just didn't really. And that's the one that was like the camel.
There's
that
an odd
broke the straw's
decision
back.
to make. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Back in the day, Socoria went to the future on a mission to bring back secrets of the future. And there was a stowaway, actually, which was Eddie's dad, i.e. the leader of the previous resistance, and also a hero at the time. at some point they got together and they had Eddie. So Socoria is actually Eddie's mother. There you go.
I had a
Presumably she's
feeling it
dead
would be
at some
something
point.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes
quite-
sense.
Ooh, bit of a twist.
Yeah, it turns out actually that Eddie, well, first off, his belt buckle, the Ormagodan buckle, they got blood in it and sent him to the past. That was Sicoria's, that was her comeback mechanism, effectively. Pretty neat.
Right.
And
cool that.
the entire time, fully visible, he's had a T-shirt with Sicoria written on it, but it's in like heavy metal font, so it's really difficult to read. You know, the super like spindly,
Yeah, the
tall,
ridiculous.
stretchy stuff. Yeah, it's been there the entire time.
You're like, oh, I love the band.
It's like, you've got your shirt on, and he's just like, huh? Oh shit.
Nice.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's
So-
like, is that what it says?
That's probably what they didn't tell. It was like, oh, he's wearing a shirt. Surely he knows.
He's like, I thought you knew. You're wearing the T-shirt.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yes,
Ah,
I
man.
knew that.
Because what idiot would not realise he's wearing a shirt? It's like that says the name.
One of the big bads of the thing, who also
Oh, yeah.
happens to be their mother.
Cool merch, no?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Motherfucker.
Just
Yeah, yeah.
sweating more and more intensely as it goes along. Just help.
Yeah, long story short, Viculus rips out Ophelia's heart and he puts it into his chest along with his heart, which apparently isn't also his heart, but
So he rips out
Really?
Ophelia's heart.
yep. Eddie tries to catch a body and she just melts into black tears and like he's got this black all over his arms. No.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then yeah, it's pretty cool. And
Depressing,
then
but cool.
That's neat.
So here's the thing, right? The
It's just, you look at it and you're like, you look at it and you're like, that's heartbreaking. It's metal as fuck. It's heartbreaking.
oh, it's a bit of a tangent, but there's this
Head banging while crying.
side quest chain you can go on, right? Where it's this hunter and you kill things and he kills things and you kind of like falling behind him. And he's like, at one point at the end, he's like, just remember, every time you kill something, a tiny piece of you dies. A tiny little bitch baby piece of you didn't want anyway. So the thing is, right, the Titans, they tend to become metal gods through virtue of just being fucking badass and knowing how to do metal. The demons, they never understood the instructions the Titans left behind on how to follow their steps. Eddie, because of his knowledge of metal and shit in the future, he did understand that stuff. He's been teaching people. The demons from him now know. And now they also have the power of metal on their side. So Daviculus whips out this like 4-ended guitar and he's playing that like a fucking badass. And he like collapses the building they're in. He summons up this massive 3-handed colossal monster from within the Sea of Black Tears and he uses that as his like stage for the stage battle.
Rock and
It's pretty
roll,
cool.
man. Fucking
Yeah.
love it.
It's sick. You do stage battle to take down one head and then the other head. At one point, he gets pissed off and he says this.
Come and see me when you grow a pair as big as your mother's.
There you go. And he's like,
Legend.
Legend,
I
yeah.
hope he's talking about her horns. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you do that, and then you head on in for a melee fight, boss fight against him, which is the last boss fight in the game and one of only 3 actual compulsory ones, I think. Long story short, you kill him, you cut off his head, you rip out his heart, and you rip out his other heart, which was Ophelia's, and that turns out it melts away just like the old one did, and it turns out to just be a little necklace that she normally wears. Very nice. The big 3-headed monster now collapses back into the sea because I guess Davictus isn't controlling it or powering it anymore. It seems to be dead. Eddie plunges into the Sea of Black Tears. He swims on down. He's like, oh, there we go. That's Ophelia's real body rather than this black tear puppet that's been going around. Neat. He grabs her. He swims up. These black tear tendrils come up from like the deeper sort of opaque part of the sea. And they grab him. They pull him down. He's struggling. His like hand is reaching out of the mist, the obscure bit, and he goes limp and it sort of sinks down. And sad music starts playing. And then Ophelia like reaches in and grabs him and pulls him back up. And yeah.
0 out of 10. Didn't even do a Terminator
I
reference.
was about to
As a
say, I
fucking-
wanted him to do a thumb.
Yeah.
Or like a rocky roll.
or it looks like it's gonna go a thumbs up, and yeah, it becomes the metal
Okay.
horns as it goes down. So like the
It
thumbs
would have been
up,
sick.
it's a thumbs up, and just before it goes in, it's devil horns as well.
Metal
Oh,
till
yes.
you die.
Nice.
And there you go. They get out on the shore, they collapse, and they have a nice little kiss, and it's like mirrors at one of the scenes from the dream. Everything's back to how it should be, type thing.
Nice.
Yeah. Sometimes later, they're back at Bladehenge. There's none of the demon and shit there around, so I guess it's been a while. And they're celebrating a great hero who's led them on this, always believed in them. Lars, of course. When Lars tragically died, there was one other great warrior who stepped up, took the lead, led us. We couldn't have done it without him. It's Lita.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just I knew that was coming.
Yeah. And yeah, meanwhile, Eddie's in the background, in the back of the stage, doing roadie stuff. He's out of the limelight again. He drives off. He says, "Yeah, I'm leaving, but like not forever. I'll be back in a minute, guys. No, trust me, I'm gonna be right back. I'm not leaving." And yeah, Ophelia set up on her own, watching it from on a hill. As she watches him drive away, she smiles, but then there's a single black tear kind of runs down, and the game ends. There you go.
I looked up the cast. Turns out Matt Mercer voices the Gravediggers.
Oh, really? That's
The units in the faction of Ophelia. And
You
I
don't
think,
know my pain. I think it's one of the things they say.
I think you have left out one
Yep.
of the biggest
Can I?
Not
casting.
fully done yet.
Can I?
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing you're talking about the Guardian of Metal.
Yes,
I'll
the
say-
Guardian. I will
yeah.
let you. If
Oh,
you're not
sure.
finished, then you can
Go for
continue
it.
that.
I'm about to say because I think I know who you were talking. Because I can remember one person you mentioned.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We'll let Sam finish, and if he,
Yeah.
go
I
on.
assume he's about to bring it up.
So to upgrade your car, your weapons, change outfits and stuff like that. Yeah, you go, you find a relic. Yeah, and you head inside. Makes you underground. Down into the lava area. Bloop. A bunch of lava pops out. It forms the shape of a person. It cracks open, and it's Ozzy Osbourne. Yay! He's the
Yes.
Guardian of Metal. Right, it's great. Every time you come in there, he greets you usually in a different way. There's this one time you come in, and instead of he doesn't say anything, he's just looking at you, and Eddie's like, "Huh? What?" Looking back at him. He's like, "Well, come on." Yeah, it's great.
I think my favourite one I've seen of that is just like, oh, the Guardian of Metal's getting really pissed off right now. Just from seeing him so many
Yeah.
times. It's just
The
that like,
Guardian of Metal.
you've finished
awaits
so
you.
many times.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I remember him being in it. I only played it for a little bit, but you talk about this game, I was like, yes, one person, Ozzy fucking
Oh, yeah.
Osbourne. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Such
all I
a
remember.
legend.
So most of the side quests are it's one side quest, which I think is like pretty much the only unique one in the game, excluding the hunter one, which is like a chain. And this is the Bat family quest. It's pretty near the end of the game in the spooky area, and you meet these 3 bats which have human faces in this little family. So you got the father, you got the mother, and you got the daughter. The father is voiced by Ozzy Osbourne, and
Yep.
any guesses what that's referencing? Because I'm
Of
pretty sure
course, of
without looking it up,
course.
Yeah,
it's got to be that, right?
It's gotta be.
almost certainly.
That's
Yeah.
too much of a coincidence if he's
Yeah.
voicing a bat as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
So just for anyone in the audience who doesn't know, it's when Ozzy bit off the head of a bat accidentally without knowing it was a real bat.
Because didn't someone throw it on stage? You go, oh, it's a cool prop. This is.
He assumed it was a toy bat, bit into it, ripped its head off, realised it was a live bat, and that fucked him up for years.
Yeah, because like, why would somebody throw a real fucking bat on
How
set?
do they even get?
I mean, it's not
guess.
an illogical thing to think. It's like, how would someone get a bat and then throw it on stage?
Yeah,
I think that incident literally caused a lot of people to be a rule of, if someone throws something on stage, look at what it is before you do anything to it. Which, yeah,
I think
It's-
the rule of don't throw bats on stage would probably be helpful as well.
yeah, that would probably be helpful. That one's more of a social rule. Don't throw a bat on a stage.
Just don't throw bats, I guess. Scattered around the world, you got collectibles, you got the lore cutscenes that explain shit about like the Titans.
Mm.
You got Ormagodan. You got this one lady at the beginning of time. You got really sad and turned into black tears, and that's why that's all sad. Rip. Yeah, demons. They actually created humans accidentally. They were trying to bring the Titans back by performing rituals on a piece of toenail from one of them. And they made humans instead, and they were really unhappy about that, so they enslaved them. There you go. And also there's these little serpent statues, right? And they've been put in ball gags by the demons. And yeah, you find them, you figure out, because it doesn't tell you anywhere. Eddie says like, I'll come back and free you when I figure out how to. Which you think means, oh, okay, I'll unlock an ability. But no, it's just hold down the lightning button, and it calls a fireball, which frees them.
Oh,
Great,
nice.
thanks game. When you get like 10 of those, it gives you a little permanent buff, and those end up stacking up to be fairly important as the game goes along.
I probably didn't
Not
have
like-
any
not
of
necessary,
those. I
but
reckon might
they-
have
they do
fucked
that.
me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it makes a huge difference, but it's noticeable probably. And those are
Right.
really bloody easy to miss. because they're like stone, they blend into the environment, and they're like sometimes tucked away in little places. I was using a map, but at the end of the game just to just get them all, because I remember just missing all my first playthrough. So I was like, yeah, fuck, I'll go through it and get them all just to see how long it takes, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was still really hard to find them with the map showing me where they actually were.
Yeah.
But I did get them all. Neat.
I mean, do you have a favourite character? Come on, it's got to be ridiculous.
Vic was pretty sick. I like drowned Ophelia as well, though, which is what they call the drowned version of her.
I mean, let's be honest.
Version.
Having an alternate version be called Drowned You, that's fucking cool.
I really like the faction names are sick. Ironhead, I mean, that's cool enough. They named it in the honor of the miners that they do in the headbanging, because they got Ironheads, I guess. Got Tainted Coil. That sounds pretty cool. Nice name. I'm not sure what it comes from, but Lion White doesn't really count. And obviously Drowning Doom. I like that. I like Doom Metal.
Yeah, there's just some cool shit there. I mean, is there any character you didn't like? Even if they're only there for a little bit?
I don't think so. I mean, I didn't like sort of the way that Lita was so heavy-handedly against Ophelia at certain points, which is more of a writing thing, I think, in terms of, I guess they just didn't have time to build it up. In terms of actual other characters,
it was probably a bit more of a tell and not show. If they'd done it so that it was a bit more subtle with like movements, like she said something and then just ignored it, I think that would have been more interesting.
Yeah, it's this bit where Ophelia's like dying and you got to kill Master to get her healed, but he's like, nah, sorry, my strings aren't thick enough. Got to go to the lair of the Metal Queen, i.e. the big spider, and get some more there. And Lita's like, no, Lars, I won't have you risking your life for her. They're just arguing about this, and Eddie's like, all right, guys, I'll go to the I'll go get the strings.
Sorry,
I'll go. Okay, it's all right. I'm going. Nobody want to stop me? Okay. Because it's obviously this spider-infested lair.
Yes, I do remember that cutscene, because the second time I played the game, it's that lair that made me stop. Because the spiders are a pain in the ass.
They are a bit pain.
I just found it really difficult, and maybe it's because I'm just shit at the game, but I just gave up. It's probably that. And to evidence how shit I am at the game.
Yes.
Sam and I, there is a multiplayer mode, and I played against Sam. Do you want to explain what happened?
So I've been playing it quite a lot by this point. I was like right at the end of the game. This is when I was going through getting all the collectibles. And Rhys obviously hadn't played in like 6 years or something, and also didn't finish it. So I just fucking stomped him over and over.
It's a multiplayer mode, and I got my ass.
It's a multiplayer mode. This strange strategy thing. Where you got to do very particular things or have a bad time.
Just got annihilated.
Yeah.
It was to the point where within the first game I was like, I'll actually give it a crack, and I was just doing shit. And then the second game I was like, I'll give it a go, and I just wasn't doing very well. And by the time the third game came around, I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm just gonna do stuff to have fun. And then the fourth and the fifth game at that point, I just wasn't trying. But I literally at one point I remember one of the things that we did at one point was you had your boss level machine. And I was like, hey, stop attacking me a second. Just come here, don't attack my stage yet.
Well, I was like right next to the stage.
Yeah, and you were like,
slowly turning it around.
Heading over to me, and I went, I could use a bind ability. I want to see if it affects you and the tank. And so I just did it. And so it's just that end of game boss effectively walking up to like this real shitty minion and going, boss, let me see if this stops you from doing anything. Just playing things like, did it work, boss?
Yeah, thing is, meanwhile, it was auto shooting this entire time. I couldn't tell that at all.
Yeah, I was just getting attacked, and it's just like,
yeah.
Did it do anything? No,
of course it didn't.
And then you just destroyed my stage.
It's pretty neat though, because you can play each of the main factions: Drowning Doom, Tainted Coil, Lionheads. Not Lion White, because that's pretty much Lionhead. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Got different things.
Genuinely, when Sam was talking about how the car wasn't that satisfactory, the main thing that I remember is that car is the only way that I was able to do any amount of damage to him.
Just doing drive-bys on my units.
Yeah, literally, I was just drive-bying, slamming straight into them, killing them. And Sam, literally, at one point, I just remember Sam going, would you please stop that? Just so casually, would you please stop trying to kill my people?
Yeah.
So you're literally trying to kill Sam with a drive-by?
Not even him, just his units.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
You've got the crowd of units taking over parts of the map, and the car just driving through them over and over again.
I think the funniest one was we did a map that had like a monster in the middle that was just wiping people out.
Yeah.
And Sam's units were like almost within firing range of my base. He'd won.
Yeah.
And we were like,
mastered this.
A lot of these maps were kind of like rushed to this point, and then you've got more resource than the other one. Effectively,
yeah,
and it's just at
basically.
one point that kind of it's either it's the resources next to your base, and then one in the middle to fight over.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, you've definitely won this, but let's see whose units can get to the middle bit first. Because the middle bit was only connected, you've got to go through the monster together. And Sam was like,
Yeah.
sure. And I did it, and I took the moral victory for that match.
Yep.
And I went, my people are here. And then I almost immediately got a message saying I'd lost. And I went,
Yeah.
oh. And I went, well, I beat you there, so take
Yep.
that.
I did concede on that little side mission.
Yeah, the side mission, I won.
You beat me by
Yes.
quite a lot.
2 seconds of victory.
It's like-
Yeah.
It's like in Rocky. I'm the people's champion for doing that. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, the
But
people's
yeah,
champion. Again,
yeah.
for a few seconds, yeah.
I think what really got me is in the first map, there are like 2 different areas. One of their bits is in order to move to like these areas, or through these areas, there's a giant, what I assume would be one of the Titans.
Yeah,
If
it's
I
one of the
mentioned Titan, slamming a hammer down on each area as people walking past. And I kept sending units to locations, and they just never arrived. And I realised it's just because they kept getting killed by these Titans. And I was like,
Yeah.
where did all my units go? I've got 1 unit here. Where the fuck are they? The timing was perfect. It would take a while to make my unit. And by the time they had got to that bridge, I had somehow managed to time it perfectly that was when they would die.
And I hadn't even noticed that was happening, as in
Yes.
the hammer was coming down and none of my units got touched. And he reset it, I was like, wait, what? Oh shit.
You're like, oh, that is a thing. And I had noticed, and
Yeah.
there was one point where all of his units were coming across the bridge, and I was like,
Yeah.
hammer strike,
That hammer
defend
was
me.
like turning around to it,
Yeah.
raising, and then they get past and it comes down.
I think you lost 2 units at the very back.
Yeah, maybe.
But it was like, they were like
One,
2 of the
yeah.
shitty units. It was too late for me to recover at all. What are your 4 words?
4 words. Can I do some complaining first? Just very brief complaining.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Give us a complaint.
Alright.
Here we go.
My one main complaint is that the gameplay can be a bit clunky. So you got the melee, it's very basic. You got like attack, you got lightning, you got dodge,
Yeah.
and if you're locking onto people, the dodge is actually a block type thing. And that's it. It's pretty basic. I mean, it's fine, but it could be a lot better.
Yeah.
You got the car, which can be a little bit awkward to drive, but again, it's fine. And stage battles, weird a little bit. I mean, they're fun, but like, half the time it feels like you're just kind of trading this one soul geezer, fan geezer, which is like the resource you control. Just trading that back and forth with the enemy. Or like you try and take one of theirs, and at the same time they take another one of yours type thing. It just feels very strange to play.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be a lot better.
Oh yeah, the other thing was that so the main antagonist, right, is Diviculus.
Yes.
Half the game is taking down Limewhite. Half the game is taking down Ophelia. One mission is taking down Diviculus because for some reason he decided to show up. You got one stage battle against the Tainted Coil the entire game. It's just very strange. It feels like, I don't know,
Yeah.
Got-
missed a lot of content there.
Not very straightforward who
And-
the actual main antagonist is, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. We got Drowned Ophelia, we got Diviculus. I like both of them as antagonists. So the other one would be that Eddie turned on Ophelia like 2 missions after being like, I trust you. That won't happen. I
Yeah,
won't turn on you.
It is a bit strange.
If they'd had that mission a little bit earlier,
Mm.
which I guess would require some padding beforehand, but and then had like occasions where she'd refuse to explain certain things or like keep knowledge from him, like she does like after Last Dies, but when things actually make sense, and have his distrust about actually slightly building up rather than that
Yeah,
would make it a bit more
that makes sense.
swallowable. But yeah, other than that,
Oh, sorry, was that
Pretty
a bit,
neat.
Was that a bit of ASMR there, was it?
it was. Yeah, I thought we needed some.
No, not again.
Oh yes,
So 4 words then. 4 words.
4 words. Metal game, best game, is what I wrote down. I'm less happy with it than it was.
I thought it was going to be metal as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
Something
heavy
like that.
fucking metal. Woo!
So Foley, we'll quickly shoot back to you. We'll do the out of 15 now. Alice in Wonderland. How about the story? What's the story like? Go on.
2.
2.
It's like it has a story, but there really wasn't one.
Yeah.
Things
Design?
happen.
If you're talking about aesthetic, like visual wise, I'm gonna give more props to like the practical side of it. So about a 4 for that.
You sure? Because that would also design, I would say, would also potentially include the CG.
Yeah, 3.
3, yeah. I was thinking, like, as much as I'm always about, try to keep it a bit nice, you do need to actually think about the other
2.
side as well.
The CGI,
Yeah.
God, it's terrible. Yeah.
Character, what do you reckon?
Oh, I'm gonna give it a 1. I could not care at all. Solely based on Alice. She didn't. I don't know.
Well, I mean, everyone else just sort of comes and goes,
Yeah.
but she's there and is just kind of blank.
She has no. Yeah. First she was alright, but then as she carries on, the fact everything's just like an inconvenience to her. It's like, how are you not at all freaking out about this at all? Or like, she just seems like everyone else is dumb. It's like, yeah, you know what? Okay. That's all about.
Yeah.
I think
That's a 6 out of 15 altogether.
yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's below half. This might be the worst. No, it's not the worst review. You did Cobra, didn't you?
Cobra, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Cobra was a 2. Oof.
Yeah, I think I'd actually still prefer
Add
to
a
watch.
0 in it then, I guess.
I'd still prefer to watch Alice in Wonderland than Cobra because these that's entertaining in a weird way.
That's fair. So, for Brutal Legend, Sam.
Yeah.
Story out of 5. What'd you reckon?
I gave it a 4.
Nice.
Bam. I enjoyed the story. It's got really good lore.
Yep.
And all that makes up for the bit that it feels like there should be a little bit of a tainted coil section. Okay? It's
Gameplay?
good.
It's good.
Gameplay.
Gameplay.
Yep, I gave that a 4 as well.
Okay.
So obviously things are a little bit awkward, but the concepts are all there. It's kind of spread out enough. You're either in a car, you're a melee, or you're stage battling or mixing. It's not like the Bard's Tale where you're doing the same fucking thing over and over and I'm like, yep, this could be a lot better. So it's fine.
Nice.
Yep.
Design?
Design, I give that a 5. The music's excellent. The sound design's excellent. The visual design's excellent. Like the creatures, the characters, the environment, everything's really cool. I really like the design of the Drowning Doom and Tainted Core units, especially. But even like the Ironhead stuff, they're imaginative. It's great.
That is a 13 out of 15. Glowing reviews.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's sort of the highest reviewed thing we've ever had, but it is the
Oh.
second highest.
What is the highest then?
The highest is a 14 out of 15 from Foley because you really liked Legally Blonde. Yes.
I'd stand by it
Amazing.
still.
Yeah, I do really like that film as well.
Yeah.
Totally the correct film I was meant to watch.
So we'll start with some of these Brutal Legend reviews.
Oh, nice.
I think there's some interesting ones.
Oh,
Yep.
Yep. This is where Foley's going to get into this whole thing. Cool. So this one is a review by Egaruka. It's a 5 out of 10. Nothing special except the music, of course. I really don't understand what's good about this game, besides the music. There are a couple of cool cutscenes, but in terms of gameplay, it's a pretty primitive game. It's very similar to Kick-Ass 2, the film Kick-Ass 2.
What a weird comparison.
Okay.
But for some reason, it was poorly received. Maybe it's all about the soundtrack in Brutal Legend is simply incredible. It's also nice, of course, to see famous metal musicians dubbing. The game will appeal to those who love tower defense mode in Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne, because this is the gameplay of half the game. The second half is just battles with a huge number of opponents, the variety of which is not particularly diverse.
I mean, it's an RTS game. You can't have too much variety.
But Sam,
Obviously, you want
it's
some,
very
yeah.
similar to Kick-Ass 2.
Yes. The most,
I mean, the variety in Kick-Ass 2 was minimal.
also a primitive film, apparently.
You watch that multiple times, and it's the exact same every time.
I don't like literally the comparison to that is so strange. This next review is by Shark Attack 1978. It's a 9 out of 10 saying Brutal Legend is brutally brilliant.
Nice.
A game forged out of the rock of ages has come, giving the hard rocking metal fans what they want. Awesome tunes, rocking action / violence, big stars, and a few well placed curse words. That game is Brutal Legend.
I was looking
specific
for
thing.
more song puns then, because they mentioned Rock of Ages, which is one of the songs.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was
That's it.
keeping an ear out there. Nothing sad.
Jack Black is hilarious as Eddie Riggs, a poor roadie who meets an untimely end after trying to save some prat on a rock and roll stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he dies, by the way, Foley.
Yeah.
Because
He
he's
actually
some
just-
guy's fucking about on his giant statue,
Yeah, he made a big statue of Ormagoden as the sage set.
and then some guy puts himself in a really dangerous situation. He saves his life, but it doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure that guy gets his head exploded later.
Yeah. He gets Ormagoden breathes fire and that explodes their heads. And the crowd is like, yeah! The metal
metal.
fist in the air.
His soul is taken to hell. It's not hell, I believe.
It's not hell, it's the past.
Where rock is a weapon of choice. Eddie dispatches evil with a huge battle axe and his trusty guitar and lays waste to anything in his path. Take a good look at the name of this game. It's called Brutal Legend, and it means what it says. This is a very gory game, but that's what I love about it. Just that.
Yeah.
There's decapitations, limbs being hacked off, people being run over, you name it. This will probably have it. Also, there's the best rock/metal tunes of yesteryear, pumping out and rocking your console as you progress with the game.
Oh yeah.
I found this game a lot of fun. It quenched my bloodlust.
Okay.
And also appealed to the rocker within me. Brutal Legend is the game that metal/rock fans have been waiting for, and it's been a long wait. Finally, it's here, and it rocks.
Nice. So
It
it just reminded me. So when you kill Daviculus and you cut his head off, it goes in like a slight slow-mo, and Eddie's just there like screaming decapitation for like fucking ages while like shaking his head around while Daviculus' blood like sprays all over his face.
Lovely.
Okay.
It's like 15 seconds screaming that.
Very brutal indeed.
Indeed.
It's great.
This next review is from Metacritic. It's by The D.
The
It's a
D.
5 out of 10.
Oh.
Such a tragedy. I can understand all ratings between 0 and 7, but the 8 to 10 is just plain wrong. The game itself is bad. The action parts are few and not outstanding, but still the best the game has to offer, game-wise. The driving parts are horrible, because the driving physics are the worst I've seen in ages. When I was driving while playing with Sam, I thought it was better than Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs is the game that I consider the worst driving I've ever played in a game. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a very good game.
It's really hard to stop. It's the thing,
I didn't find it that bad, to
for
be
some
fair.
reason. And when you're driving like in the actual open world, it's like if you hold down reverse, which is normally brake, it doesn't really need to do anything. So if you're not watching out, you try and run on that, you just go woo up a cliff.
Very stable.
The strategy parts are nice, but the controls are who wants to play an RTS game where he can't control his units fluently. Yes, the sentence is broken. That's not
Yeah.
just me misreading it.
Right.
No one. Still,
No.
the game has something that makes up for its failures. The setting. Yes, I love metal, and this game is a great tribute to metal, and it even does it in an intelligent way. On top of that, the character's the best I've seen in games for a while. A lovely bunch of metalheads all around. I would give this a 10 out of 10 if it was a movie, but the actual playing part... Now, this is the part that I'm confused about, because it's got 4 asterisks, but I don't know what word actually fits here. Because it says actual playing part something so hard that it gets down to a 5. Because
Maybe it's
I-
shits. Like
Yeah,
shits the
I would
bed.
say suck.
but there's only 4 asterisks.
See, I would
asterisks.
say suck, but I don't know if that would make sense.
But yeah, I don't know why that would have 4 asterisks. Is the thing I didn't understand is fucks.
Crap.
It doesn't even work either, even with an S, because this game playing part fucks so hard. That's like a positive thing. I didn't know.
Yeah. Huh.
Anyway, and much difference to a movie isn't there anyway, since the game is only about 4 to 5 hours long.
I think even if you just did the main missions, 4 hours is pretty damn quick.
Yep, so some Steam reviews. We got Schrager, which is a recommended review that says, I would drag my balls through a mile of broken glass for a sequel.
Dedication. That is very brutal.
We've got one by...
He must be part of the Tainted Coil.
yeah, makes sense. He wants to bring them back, that's why. We've got one review by Soup Lagoon, and they've just put Uzi Osbourne. I have said it how they've basically spelt it.
Nice.
This is fun.
Yep. And the final review by a gentleman, or gentle lady, called Step, which just says, if this game would be a potato, it would be a metal potato.
Nice.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, time for some Alice in Wonderland reviews.
No thank
Yeah.
I've been excited for this one.
you. Oh no.
This one is a review by Princess_Noala23.
What a name.
Yes. This review is a 1 out of 10. I want to kill myself after watching this. OMFG, it was horrible. I felt like watching a cross between Rocco's Modern Life and Teletubbies. The effects were horrible. The acting was horrible. And everything about the movie was just horrible. And there's 6 exclamation points
Oh,
after that.
That's when you know it's serious.
As we all know, the plot is about a stupid, god-ugly girl who sees someone who looks a whole lot like a Teletubby in a rabbit suit. There was the worst effects ever. Like a rat turning into a man, a stupid, ugly queen who kept saying off with their heads every other breath.
Yep.
I couldn't stand the movie, and worst of all, notice that I own it.
Did you write this, Foley?
This is the golden, glorious part of the review. I found it in my video collection, and this very second, I'm writing this, I'm lighting a fire to burn it.
Nice. Hopefully outside. It might be toxic.
Please do me a great big favour and stick with Disney's masterpiece. Stay away from this piece of crap.
Sounds like she's doing like a ritual with the fucking things. Like... But yeah, so she wasn't a fan then, or they weren't a fan.
Yeah, I guess they weren't a fan.
Okay.
This next review is by Dave1537. It's a 10 out of 10 called "This Was a Fine Film." To the person who compared this production to the Disney animation and was disappointed. So this is almost a response to the last one, which is amazing.
We're getting to review drama. Let's go.
Yeah, I know, right? You only have yourself to blame. I imagine that you took great joy in waiting in endless lines for the spinning teacup and small world rides at Disney World Land. This was an amazing film with an amazing cast that didn't cater to John or Jane Popcorn and their 2.5 children. If you have the attention span of a gnat, you'll hate this movie. If you think that Lewis Carroll is the guy in accounting, you'll hate this movie. If, on the other hand, you enjoy cinema and want to give your kids a respite from saccharine shows, you'll enjoy this treat.
Wow.
I've got a couple of Google reviews, some good ones. One from Naomi Mayo. It's weird. It's so weird, but I suppose that's the purpose of the book. I grew up with this film and I get disturbing flashbacks. Rated U for unreasonable.
Oh. Not you for unwatchable.
Yeah.
Apparently not. And this next review is Alice has ... with the robot in private in this movie. Then they act all weird and drink bad drinks. I do not recommend Alice in Blunderland. This movie was very weird and bad.
I got a few questions.
Now, I looked up in multiple places trying to find a film called Alice in Blunderland, and I could not find a film called Alice in Blunderland. I looked on like 4 different sites, couldn't find anything about it. I googled it as well, nothing.
Oh, but that's one of my favourite films, actually. I could just lend it to you.
But do you know what the crowning jewel part of this review is?
Yeah.
The review is 1 star,
Right.
and it's by the FBI.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking what?
FBI.
When the feds are 1 star in your film, you know it's fair.
You know it's serious when the FBI has to review a film like this.
But I got 2 Rotten Tomato reviews. These ones didn't have a name by it, so they're anonymous.
Oh,
I guess.
anonymous. Okay.
One of them is it is 3.5 stars. He said, "See the cartoon, not this. Looks all right." It's not even. I saw this and it was all right. This one's just saw something else. This looks fine.
So,
What?
Why did they review it?
I don't know.
How they even give it 4.5 stars?
Did he do what you did, Foley? Did he watch this instead of Atomic Blonde? And he was like, well, I mean, I need to review it, so it looks alright, I guess.
Yeah, it looks alright. Who would be an idiot to do
Cool.
that?
Then we got one more review, which is 1 star, which is Alice in Wonderland. BBC makes the audience feel as if they had just taken some sort of hallucinogenics. This is the type of movie that will have you saying, "What am I watching?" over and over again.
No.
That is the relatable part, yeah. Just...
Oh, yeah.
I got one more review.
Oh, no.
It says, "The Alice in Wonderland film from my childhood. As can be expected by Alice in Wonderland, it is just as trippy and weird as you would think. This is a stacked cast for a TV movie, with a selection of US and UK based stars, including a lot of classic British sitcom actors. Queenie from Blackadder, Mike from The Young Ones, and Mrs. Cropley from Vicar of Dibley, to name a few.
Oh.
Alice's costume, the apron in particular, looks quite plasticky, and her British accent is questionable. Also, Alice's cat is pretty cute, although she's called Dinah, I think. Bit of a shit name. Also, she's in it for about 5 seconds.
And why don't you tell us about the cat, Foley?
Yeah, because she's in it for 5 fucking seconds, that's all right. The special effects are a bit dodgy at points. The CG water and the way the White Rabbit is sped up is a bit jarring. However, the set design and the puppetry is fucking cool. For fuck's sake, it's Jim Henson Company, of course it is.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
The music was very nostalgic for me, as well as some of the scenes which I vividly remembered from when I was younger. In particular, the pebbles turning to cakes, the traumatising Duchess, and the baby scene in The Walrus and the Carpenter. Martin Short is the perfect fit for the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley is Ben Kingsley. The butterfly face paint costume was a bit dodgy, though. I could do a better job at the face painting.
Oh, no.
Gene Wilder can sing, but struggled to dance with his shell on. Also, where the fuck did he pull that loot from?
Oh my god, yeah, he had a fucking loot.
He just pulled it out of nowhere.
Oh, that because he pulls out from, the area which should, I don't know,
His shell, of course.
I forgot all about that. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Christopher Lloyd was brilliant, and Queenie, Miranda Richardson, steals the show by screaming and having a tantrum. To finish my review, I have 2 bits of notable dialogue that I wrote down. "I'm too rich. I can't afford to die," says the upper-class White Rabbit before his house is burned down and he got upset about his Irish gardeners. 14, 15, 16, subtract, multiply, and convert to grams. And that's The King of Hearts giving guinea pigs in the jury a maths exam for some reason.
For some reason.
Overall, fucking odd, but visually pretty good, mostly. I think it's better than the Tim Burton one.
I mean, yeah.
I think I've seen. Is that the recentish one?
Yeah, semi-recent. Yeah,
that one had the Vorpal sword in it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I do remember that one having a Vorpal sword in it.
Yeah, I don't remember enjoying it.
And I'm glad that you got a taste of the same thing there, Foley, as that review, much like the last one, was a review by Rosie.
Ah, very nice.
Yes.
Wait, Rosie wrote. Rosie wrote.
Yeah, Rosie wrote that. Yeah,
Nice.
Okay.
Rosie watched it for this,
I'm quite glad she went through the same things. Yeah.
and that is all of the reviews that I have. Now, tell me, guys, what is the connection between the two?
Connection.
Story-wise, like they both go through like a similar thing, don't they?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like a second.
so one of them dies, but the other one gets hit by an apple. They go through this weird world.
Woo.
That is exactly what it is. It is
Nice.
that.
Thank God
Nice.
for that.
Nice.
It is indeed an
There's the
isekai,
music.
which is now a word in the Oxford Dictionary.
Oof. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't
Funnily
understand.
enough, I've that is actually weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I've seen it
strange.
referred to as an isekai before.
Yeah,
Alice in Wonderland,
I mean that's
yeah.
what Alice in Wonderland effectively is. It is
Yeah.
a very famous non-Japanese
Very
isekai.
early isekai.
Yeah, and Brutal Legend is also one of those.
Yep.
That's quite
pretty much what it
that's
is.
quite cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite a quick one this time.
Yeah.
And that's,
And considering that it was Foley who guessed it straight away, that's really
that's
good.
the first
Nice.
one I've got so far.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Guys,
This one was like instant nose. Foley was just like, "Oh, the theme's this," and I was like, "Yeah, bang 'em, yeah."
Yeah.
straight
I
away.
was kind of hoping. No, I was kind of expecting you to go like, no.
No, but you're close.
No, actually, they both had Gene Wilder in it.
I was.
No, so they both had bondage demons as the connection.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
You know what? I wouldn't be
Oh, yeah.
surprised.
I was listening
Because I
to
was
all
in
the actors. Was like, there's gotta be like, so the actors like singing. I don't know. But as Sam was talking about, I was like, oh, so it's just it's just a messed up version of Alice in Wonderland. Surprisingly.
Yeah,
Alice,
You- you-
Alice goes to her singing thing at the end, and she's just in front of this crowd of people
Jesus.
That would be a lot better. Can you
in
dub
her
that?
little dress.
Can you dub that?
The freeze frame and then it sways.
Yeah.
Anyway, that wraps up the podcast for this
Yeah.
one.
Very nice.
It's been absolute
Very
torture,
nice.
or no? It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye
Take
bye.
care, guys.
Yeah! All right! Thank you for watching the Janky-B-Cast. You can find Foley at his YouTube channel, Dopey Mr. Foley, and Sam at his house, Tokyo.